Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
Welcome to New to Mythics Live. Sorry, Jeff, here you go. Come on in. There you go. Sorry about that. You were kind of languishing in the back room. How's everybody doing today?
Fantastic.
Good.
Really good.
Really good.
Woo. Barely awake, but really good.
I got to give
positive
to you OGs that stayed up for the how many hours has it been now that you guys have been up?
It's been 10 hours so far.
10 hours. Well, that's not bad. I mean,
Yeah,
I made it through the hardest part, right? Staying up.
Yeah, only 16 more to go. So
yeah, I work Saturdays, so I was up at 4:30 in the morning yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
So
yeah, I woke up
but,
at 5.
But this is important. This is more important than sleeping.
Jeez, what an important man. I mean, this is worth staying up for, right?
Once in a lifetime.
It's absolutely insane. Like just thinking that something that I'm peripherally involved with, people are actually staying awake and like working around the clock, just trying to make this thing happen, and it's unbelievable.
Unbelievable. I agree.
Yeah.
You guys did all the hard part, CB, man.
that's true.
Like you
We did
guys
all the
made
fun
this
part.
incredible dragon, and we're just thrilled that even if we could be just the smallest part of this, it is a huge honor. So thank
Me
you.
too.
Yeah, I'll gladly stay up 24 hours every time you guys make a dragon.
Right? Absolutely.
Well, you may be staying up 24 hours a few times.
Four.
Yeah.
Can you, Horn Boy, since I have you on here, can I have you give us like a walkthrough of like when they came to you and like the early concepts, like right around when was the time that they said, hey, this is happening here? Like, what can you walk us through that a little bit?
Well, Eric was already well into it before he even let me know. And I was just like, oh, that's cool. We're going to do a dragon. Never thinking it would actually get done, and never thinking that, it would be $550 just for the base model. I don't know. None of us thought that. But as you know, I've been pining for a dragon for literally decades now. And when Eric was doing the rough of it, he went back and forth. Like he's been sculpting on it, I don't know, I guess probably 3 years or so. Wow. He's been just going back and like working on it some. And then he would go and work on other projects and then come back to it and like maybe change this or that a little bit. And then that's kind of the way that, he does big projects like that. And when he first came and said, oh, we're making a dragon, and I got to see images of it. The images that I saw were in our Dropbox. And they were like 3D images. Like I already got to see the 3-dimensional fully formed dragon, but on my screen, it's like this big. It's like a little bigger than my head, but actually finally seeing it in person, I saw like bits and pieces of it when Sherry was painting it, and I was thinking, holy crap, that is huge. But I had no idea until I got to see it all assembled. I came into the studio one night, and it was just sitting on the podium there, just completely assembled, and I didn't know that it was going to happen, like that it was going to be all done. I think it was Joe or Chris or somebody brought me over to it and said, look, and I couldn't believe it. I had to quickly I said, here, take my phone, take pictures of me with it.
Which I've seen, and that's an awesome picture that you asked me never to share. So I'll never share that.
A dream come true, decades in the making.
So was there a lot of iterations, like, from then to now? Like, has there been different like changes, like visually or engineering wise? Or
yeah, I didn't get to see a lot of the visual changes, but knowing Eric, He probably went through a few different iterations of it before he finally settled on something he liked.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Definite perfectionist, I guess.
Yes.
That's awesome.
He's super freaking fast, but also very meticulous and, like you said, a perfectionist.
Yeah, that's right. We all reap the benefits on that.
So I know early on, the thing that a lot of people latched onto was you saying 3 feet, 3-foot dragon. When that happened and you said that, did you have any idea that it would finish being as big and massive as it is?
No, when I was saying a 3-foot tall dragon, I was thinking of it just standing on its hind legs, like Pete's dragon or whatever, standing up. And I was thinking 3 feet tall. But if I think Eric may have taken that wrong. I think
3 feet wide, 6 feet long.
Yeah, it's insane. Yeah, it was way bigger than I thought it was going to be. And I don't think that 3 feet tall would have quite worked now that I've seen the final one.
Yeah, I think the scale is perfect.
Mm.
It's just majestic.
Well, that was another thing. Like Eric went through, I guess, 2 or 3 versions of the scale actually printed out and next to other figures. And like one of the things he mentioned is they had a horse that they set it next to, and the horse seemed a little bit too large in scale with the dragon. So they said, let's go a little bigger with it.
I could just see him standing there looking at him going, bigger. Nope. Bigger. Yeah. No. Bigger. No. Bigger.
Are you
there
sure?
You go.
And I'm sure
more.
I'm sure as that was happening, Chris was pulling his hair out, knowing that he was going to have to go into the production end of things on this.
Do you know the size of the limitation of the tooling that we have to use? We have to get a bigger machine.
Yep, exactly. It really is going to be, I wouldn't say will be unprecedented, but it'll definitely be an unusual thing for the factory to produce there.
Those extended wings alone,
the
size of the machine to hold the tool, to hold the mold, has to be pretty dang big.
Have you seen those in person yet?
I have a couple times, and then the picture of Eric holding one in front of his face is just
yeah. Like I don't think that people can quite get an idea how big they actually are. Just seeing them in videos, even if you're like holding it up to yourself or seeing it next to stuck on the dragon or whatever. When you see it in person and actually get an idea of how massive those spread out wings are.
It's 2 slices of New York pizza.
Yeah.
Now, do the big wings articulate or fold, or do they move at all, or is it just at the?
You mean like fold up? Only at the shoulder.
Okay.
Like they don't fold up. They're actually they're
none of this.
And that's it.
Yeah. There's none of this going on, Greg.
No.
It'd be cool, but it'd be an engineering feat.
Oh, geez.
Rival.
I don't know. It might look. I mean, it might be a cool movement of the thing, but it would probably look kind of ugly compared to what we got.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Jeremy said the other day that they even looked at some stuff with doing like a softer material between the spots of the wings, but then you wouldn't get all like the veininess and scaliness of it and like just the sculptural detail that's in there.
Right.
So
veiny.
And the whole purpose of that would be to just have one pair of wings. And then in that sense, you'd probably still have people who would want a static pair of wings. So you'd still be like, okay, well, we got to make 2 pair of wings anyways. And so we might as well just do it this way.
Absolutely.
Here's a question right here, Brian. Has Brian built a dip for his dragon?
I think he means Dio.
Oh,
dip.
I'm like,
no. I think he had it right the first time.
Not a dip. You need a crater.
Dragon's got a dip somewhere, right?
Does your dragon need some chewing tobacco?
Wait a minute. Somebody just passed over Bill's little thing there. He said, "You wouldn't need a dip. You need a crater." That's pretty funny.
That's for sure. That is for sure. So Brian, you're working on a dio, right? I think I've got a picture.
My plan is to try and have it finished by the end of today, so that way it's like going along with the marathon. I'm working on it. The glue's drying on it right now, sealing the dirt and everything down on it now, and then after that will be static grass and waiting for that to dry up a bit, and then it'll be plants and stuff.
Wow. I thought you were going to say be finished by Legions Con. It's crazy that it's going to be finished today.
Yeah, I started
really
carving
cool.
it. My plan was to try and have it ready to go to MesquiCon, just to kind of have sitting on the table, be like reserved for Beyithyrr kind of thing.
Yeah.
But I started the Monday before, and I ended up not realizing I didn't have enough materials for it, so I had to wait till I got back. So I wasn't able to take it with me for that. But
very cool, man. Now, are you guys take pre-orders for this? When will they be available?
Oh, I had no idea. I'm just messing around to see what I can do at this point, and then going from there.
Okay.
I need something about 32 by 32, and height is irrelevant.
I want some skulls on mine, kind of falling off.
I think this one's like 3 foot by 2 foot, like right now. They kind of mess with it, and kind of like the back part that's right there in the front. That's where like the tail will curl down around onto it as well. They kind of.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That is awesome.
He's got his little pedestal he can put the grip on up front. That's good.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean,
awesome.
It's also a perfect place for like Benegar to stand up there with him, or it's just up to however anybody wants to use it. I'm probably gonna have that one at Legions Con for sale with me if anybody wants to grab it. But I don't know. See if I can come up with other designs for it as well.
Yeah. Very cool, man.
Thanks.
Very cool.
So you want me to try to get an update from Jeremy?
Yes,
One
sir.
second. If I lose you, sorry. Let me text him here. Hang on.
So, guys, what's your favorite unlock?
Oof. I think the Fire Knight for me.
Vinegar.
Benegar's upgrade, because then I can use the chainmail coif and neck piece and stick a skull in it.
Stick a skull in it. Stick a skull in it, Chachi.
Yeah.
I've always been a sucker for a bucket head, so I'm just saying I've just always been a sucker for a bucket head, and I'm hoping we hit that 4,000 because I'm liking that Fury. It's looking good.
I think it's a no-brainer now.
Yeah.
I think by lunch we'll have gone over there. 3 days ago, I was pretty confident and mostly certain that we would barely hit 3,000.
Right.
I mean, I feel pretty good with where we're at, but there was also people that said that we would, fund within 24 hours. So let's just let this play out. Let's have fun. Let's talk this up. Let's get some people to buy it. I wouldn't feel so comfortable that we don't need to push. That's the whole
Curtis,
point of this.
here we go.
Curtis is just worried. He's like,
I'm not worried. I'm just let's make sure we're still putting the work in, right?
No, because if
I've
it
already
passes
done 5.
4,000 this morning, then what is the purpose of the marathon?
Oh no, then it's to drive it up and help the company,
Thank-
right?
Thank you, Bill, because I seriously think this thing will hit before Latin Legions.
No, I mean Jeremy was on this morning, right?
2 hours sleep for no reason.
Jeremy was on this morning. He said that, obviously with the, if it just hit the stretch goal or just hit the goals to fund, then that's kind of the break even point, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
And then with the stretch goals and stuff, the stuff that they've added, especially moving everything forward and adding another stretch goal, he really is hoping that it finishes up around 4,500 or so that they can actually consider this kind of a successful, making a little bit of profit on this thing, because they've eaten a lot of the cost on this to try to get it at the best price for us. So it's, at 4,000 we hit our goals, but we love this company, right? And we want to do the best that we can to try to drive the numbers for these guys.
It's
So I'll
funny
help
'cause
drive the numbers right now. I've already got 5 ordered in. I'm going to order 2 more right now.
Beautiful.
No.
I am. Absolutely, CB.
My
Holy
man.
crap. That's awesome.
Corn Boys need some new toys.
Yeah.
Jeremy just texted back, hold please. So he's getting the numbers together.
All
Well,
right.
let me share. So we were making predictions yesterday afternoon and seeing that 3,500 as I woke up this morning. Like, I think we might have went a little low. So Jonathan said 43.69. Ryan said 43. Basically, everybody was like around 43. Trevor 4,200. I said 4,300. Heinrich said 45.78. Jeff, you said 44.69. Kevin Boots 42.25. Greg, you said 42.75.
I did.
I'm starting to think Blake might be on the right track here with 5,500. Stoke said 44,001, and then Bill English said 42. 42 is the answer.
Wow.
I mean, as of like an hour and a half ago, it was 3,500.
Yeah. So it's.
Well,
I feel like
we
we're
just got an
low
update
now.
from him. So, and I got to tell you, like my predictions, I didn't even think we were going to sell like a couple hundred. I'm just blown away that we're over 3,500 and closing in on 4,000. That's insane. I couldn't be thankful enough.
All right, 2 more done.
Really?
Absolutely.
All right, so let me get what Jeremy said, and we'll add the 2 onto this. He said it's only been 90 minutes since he reported, but we did get a bump. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Ready.
3,525 dragons plus 2 now, 3,527. 2,810 fire and 2,090 wings.
Nice.
Slowly inching up. Love that.
The wings have really picked up because for a while they were right at half the dragon.
Yeah.
It was like half the number of dragons. That was the number of wings sold, and now it's well over half. Like it seems like the wings have kind of picked up pace.
I think some people when they bought maybe skipped on the wings at first, and then the more they thought about it and the more it got closer, they were like, well, I think I'm going to add the wings too. You know,
I don't want to have to try to get the wings later.
Right.
And also like some people were like, okay, I'll buy the dragon day 1. I'll buy the fire halfway and I'll buy the wings at the end just to like space out the costs too, you know?
Right.
All right.
Hell, I just ordered 2 more fiery breaths too. What the heck? All right.
Thank you guys. Thank you.
Yeah, it
ain't about the money really. It's about like getting these things produced. And like I'm sure you guys have heard and we've racked our brains trying to get this stuff as low as possible, but we are barely making any sort of profit on this at all. We're putting everything we can into this and everything we can into the production of the thing, and we're happy to just even break even if that's what happens. I mean, even when it comes down to the tariffs, we talked about it at length when it was decided that those tariffs were coming up. Hopefully, when they ship, when the dragons ship, the tariffs will no longer be a thing. But right now, they're a big thing looming over our heads. Where if they're still there when the dragon ships, we'll just have to eat those costs. At this point, we have a chance to get it produced, and you guys really made that possible, and we're not going to stop now.
I think like one of the things about these tariffs is that it's probably going to, there's going to be price raises at a lot of toy companies and stuff. And it's probably going to force people to make some decisions about like who they want to support, right? Like for a lot of people, I saw things like, I can't fit this dragon in. I got all these Marvel Legends to buy, and I got all these G.I. Joe Classified to buy, and I like I have all these other things I collect to buy. And I think like for me at least, like continuing to focus down into like the companies that I respect, and that like putting my money towards independent creators is like I think a way that collectors can kind of help the companies in this situation and like focus, like skip a couple Marvel Legends to buy
Right.
something from Four Horsemen or one of the Glyos makers or something like that, because those big companies are probably going to be just fine.
Yep.
They'll still raise the
I don't
prices
think that they're
anyway.
going to be just
Yeah.
fine. I think that they're going to be hurting just as badly as we're going to be. But the smaller companies like Spiro, those types of companies, they and Chris's own company D13, they're going to be really, really hurting over this, and us
that could
too
break them.
for at an extent. It just the larger companies, you're right, they're going to be able to get past it, I think, but the smaller companies are the ones that are really going to get hurt from it, and
That
some
risk
may
of going
not
down. Yeah.
may not survive.
I mean, there's a few that I'm like, holy crap, thank God they came in. Like Matt Rodriguez getting his stuff in like a week ago or whatever,
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
wow,
we've got
what a
All
close
Star
call.
6 getting ready to ship, and
Oh yeah,
I
that's
am
tough.
scared to death what those
Mhm.
shipping costs are going to be per container.
Yep.
It's going to be insane.
I really don't think this can last that long, honestly.
You wanna pull that up down at the bottom there, Schmerb, that I shared. It's just a little thing I put together, kind of similar to what Bill's talking about. I put this together a few years ago. It's like when I was evaluating where I was going to spend my money, right? Like, and
wait a minute, you put a whole chart over where you're going to spend your money on toys?
Yeah, and
I love this. This is like right up my alley right here.
And it's like Four Horsemen are right in that solid green category, right? Like it's great toys by great people. Of course, I'm going to go in all in every time, and
Of course.
yeah, it's just, and it's, just what you're saying, Bill. Like, do you like, are the people that making it, are they good people? Are they people that you care about? And what kind of quality toys are they making? And that's where you should, put your money. So
I want to know who's in the red square.
yeah,
I'm not going to mention that.
I got to guess. I got to guess.
I'm guessing if you've ever heard me on any sort of YouTubes, you can guess whom that might be.
I think Schmerbs know who my two are.
Of course. Yep.
So I just wanted to show up with my other Four Horsemen sculpted dragons.
Yeah.
Humble brag.
Yeah.
So-
Well, I have my two up there.
I didn't want to bring the red one down too.
Wait, what?
I got the red one up
What
there.
the heck is going on with your voice, Matt?
I know. That's what I was wondering. What's going on, dude?
You're suddenly really deep
Is it not-
voiced.
I always have a deep voice. Well, it's also morning, and Cornboy, you were just here. The pollen here sucks.
No. That's just, you got a filter or something on your voice?
It definitely sounds like a filter.
Yeah.
It sounds like this.
Let me see.
Mark's waking up.
Go to the YouTube.
I don't
live
think
stream.
anything's wrong with his voice. He sounds just fine.
It's the pollen. He's a little nasally.
Yeah, that pollen was horrible down there when we were there
Yeah,
for
that was
Toylanta.
nuts.
And like when we were leaving for dinner one night, Vern rented a van and drove down, or a minivan.
Cool minivan.
It's in his name. So he rented a minivan down and drove down. And when we were leaving for dinner, I reached up and I like brushed my finger across the window and then held it up, and it was like a line of yellow Coke across my finger. It's just like piled up like a quarter of an inch. It was disgusting. Ugh.
Just going
So
through
good-
we've got people just announcing that they bought dragons while the show has been going on.
Come on, 78.
Wow.
Do it.
We're getting
Do
there.
it.
We're getting there, man.
You can do
Very
it.
exciting. Let's see, Matt.
There you go, Michael.
Here we go. Come on back, Matt. How we doing, buddy?
I don't
Sounding
know.
good.
Barry
Morning,
White voice
baby.
going on?
How you doing?
Hey, Trevor, I didn't see you down there. How's it going this morning?
Dragon morning, baby. What's going on?
Trevor, you got the fine china there. What is that? Dutch china?
This is the biggest mug I have.
Let me see this. Let me embiggen. Holy shit, man.
That's how they drink coffee in France, out of
The
bowls.
soup bowl, man. That's not a.
It's just a hat
my
he's
coffee.
drinking out of.
Right. It's another
Check
hat.
out. Let me run and get this real quick. There's
Okay.
these things that we got at Toylanta, and a few of us were given. These were given to us. I already took mine home, but there are a few others sitting over in the bags over here. Just a minute. Let me go get them. You guys are gonna like this.
Take your time. So, Matt, do you have any plans on customizing a dragon?
Hell
I know Curtis does. How about you, man?
I'll be right back. Hang on.
No.
No?
I don't even like I haven't even customized any of the necro waves because
Nope.
there's
Yeah, your mic.
No
Something's wrong with
volume.
your mic.
Microphone check. Microphone check.
What about now?
Nope.
Still quiet. Still deep voice too.
First
Yeah.
it was deep voice. Now it's deep voice and quiet. I kind of like it. It's kind of
Biggest
sexy,
man of
but I'm not sure
complex.
it's appropriate for a podcast.
I'm okay with the voice. I just want to hear.
It's all right, Matt. We just like looking at you.
Yeah, he's a pretty man. Speak, sir.
You guys are talking to him like I haven't been here for like the past 8 hours, but it's cool. New Matt comes in. Old Matt comes in.
All right.
Forget
that
old
was-
Matt.
Well,
That
after
was
8
pure
hours,
gold
maybe
on
your
Off-World.
voice isn't doing so well.
Anybody who didn't watch the off-world segment, watch it just for Matt's comments.
Oh, Matt was great. He was on fire, man.
Wish I remembered it, but we'll get there.
Yeah.
I could see a mug and a pen coming at some
Yeah, that
point
would be
before
fun.
this thing.
So speaking of a
in our
mug,
hands.
check this out. This was the camera there. Oh, there we go.
Oh, wow.
It was done by
That's awesome.
one of our fans. I
love
posted
that.
it on Facebook and gave him a link, but
Oh,
Wow.
these are really cool. I took mine home already and haven't actually washed them and used them for anything, but I'm gonna. They're all four of the Dark Four were done too. I have somebody else's bag here, and I just poured their
I'll give you my
paraffin out
address.
of
The perks of being in the
wrapping,
boss.
so I'm gonna have to put it back. But yeah,
At
these
first
are
glance, the shape of those reminds me of those candles, those like religious
Yes.
candles that you see
Yes.
at grocery
Yeah.
stores.
Yep. That's what I thought it was when I first looked at it. I was like, "Oh, that's cool." And then I saw the top, and I was like, "Oh, that's."
You got to go
awesome.
put that in the bathtub, and you light the candle.
See, it reminded me of the 40-ounce beers you get after work.
Fill it with
Yeah,
wax
right,
and
those
do that.
tall. Yeah.
And get you a
But
tall
yeah,
boy.
he gave me and Jim and Eric, and I think Jeremy each one of them.
That's awesome.
Someone posted a picture of all four together.
I
Maybe
did,
Jeremy.
but
Oh, you did. Okay.
I don't know how much traction that got. I know a lot of people would have liked that. It was I gave him a link to the company who's doing it too.
Nice. Nice.
More
So
people buying dragons.
that's right.
They're
That's right.
taking off.
Taking off.
Jeremy might have to do every half hour updates, Cornboy.
Yeah, I told him I would get it. I would text him like at the beginning of the show, and then I'd text him again before I leave just to see if it's made any change yet.
Awesome. Yeah, we don't want to annoy him, but
Yeah, we do.
Yes, we do.
Why don't we send him a random one in the middle just for fun, like just so like he's about to fall asleep, and then you just
wake up.
Are we-
No, it's
Are we
after
there yet?
5 in the morning, so Jeremy's fully awake now.
Was that Roberto Suarez that made the cups? Does that name sound familiar? Maybe.
I don't remember. I don't.
He was there. I remember him.
Yeah, he
No, Roberto Suarez made this for me. For the,
no, it wasn't
lunchbox.
Roberto Suarez. I don't remember his name,
Oh,
but
okay. Yeah.
I feel stupid. I can't remember it now.
Maybe we can find it. Did you posted that in the Cabal, right?
Yeah, and I would look on my phone on Facebook right now, but my phone's being used by you guys right now.
Jeremy just posted an update.
I think it's the same one that we got.
Probably.
Check and see. It he might have bumped it up by 2.
We are now 475 units away as of this post.
Wow. That's awesome.
You're telling me that's crazy.
So I'm eating crispy skeletons and a dragon, corn boy. I couldn't be more excited.
So can we go down the list here and announce what we've pre-ordered so far?
Real quick. So that was Michael Freeman. I found CB's post.
That's it. Yes.
Thank you, Bill.
So sorry.
Michael Freeman. So does he have an Instagram or somewhere or Etsy maybe?
He just joined the Cabal. When he was there at Toylanta, he didn't even know about the Cabal. And so I told him, I was like, dude, this is where you need to go. If he said, oh yeah, I'm on this and this, some other sites that were Legions related. And I told him, I was like, the Cabal is where you need to go to kind of like, this is your central stop. And then these other places you kind of, you'll be able to post stuff there too. But this is a place you really need to be to get some traction on this. And so he joined the Cabal. So he in my post, it's linked to him, and you should be able to get in touch with him to order those.
Very cool.
Awesome.
So can we go down the list of what we pre-ordered so far, or what we've pre-ordered for the dragon?
How about we go through the list of what Brett's pre-ordered and see if everybody else's together
combined?
Yeah,
probably not.
All right,
probably not. Yeah,
7 dragons, 7 fiery breath, 5 wings.
What?
Nice.
That's insane.
Oh my God, that is not to call you insane, but that is freaking insane.
Are you picking up?
Some picking up and some ship.
I was gonna say,
I'm gonna rent a U-Haul.
Are you planning on breeding them? Is that the idea?
No. In typical me fashion, I'm leaning forward to help people down the road.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I'm getting a couple for those too,
man.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, Brett has been my financier. He got me an all-in, and I'm making some payments on that. So thank you, Brett. I appreciate
things like that. Yeah. I was very fortunate to have a substantial interest-free loan to the government repaid to me a month ago, aka our tax refund.
Yeah,
bless you.
That's like you are like the ultimate enabler. Like, that's like God level enabling.
Nice compliment.
I'll take
it. And Curtis?
2 dragons, 2 fire sets, 1 wing set so far.
Wow.
Nice.
But that's just because I'm planning on customizing one.
What was it again? Was it a secret what you were going to do, or?
No, I'm going to do a Granamir tribute with one of them.
Nice.
So
nice.
Yeah. I did one
very far earlier.
One all in. Excuse me. I did one all in so far. I'm that Benegar's or Beyithyrr's Fury really put me over the edge to get a second just single dragon to pull those figures so that I have extras of those figures for popping and swapping. And then I'm not sure what it'll do with the extra dragon, but somebody will need it, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I don't know if I'm sure people are aware, but we're going to say it again. Beyithyrr, That figure's never getting produced again.
Yeah.
It's going to get produced only in this campaign, and then that's it. It's retired at that point. So if you get one, you've got something on your hands that will never be replaced.
That's why I want an extra, because it's like I want to have regular, like the standard Benegar on my shelf, but I want to be able to like use those cloth goods on the Fury. Like I just want to be able to have some options for mixing and matching, which is what Legions is all about for me,
Yep.
Yeah. But it's kind of like that, the retro cards that they do for Classified or whatever. It's like, it's so pretty in its package, you kind of want to leave it, but
have one on and one open. Yeah.
But you'd have to pay another $550 to get another Vinegar. But man, it's a beautiful figure, especially if you see it in person. It's just unbelievable, incredible.
Yeah, I have not seen it in person yet.
Man,
I'm sure there are a lot of people out there who would, if you went ahead and bought the Dragon with the Vinegar, I'm sure there would be a lot of people who would be just tickled to be able to just buy the Dragon off of you and not
right,
not even worry about all that other stuff.
Right, absolutely. What about you, Brian?
We did an all in. We got one of everything so far. Stacy is like loving the Burning Knight, so she wants to get another one of those. So that might happen today at some point.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind another fiery set for sure.
And also, like, she's like, well, you can use the extra neck and head for Dio pieces and stuff like that. It's like, all right, you're selling me on it even more. So, twisted my arm, I guess.
Yeah. Or, like I was saying before, I mean, with those extra parts, you can always resell them. I'm sure a lot of people out there are going to be looking for those.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, Tiffany has been sharing this information in a lot of places, including in the comments of my Dragon breakdown video, which has been very helpful for me because on the site it's just the current one. It doesn't have the record of it, and it's kind of hard to see like the daily record kind of going. But if you're in the comments of that video, you can sort to newest and you can see Tiffany's list, and it's cool to see the daily numbers in a row. So thank you, Tiffany, for kind of like making a record of that. It's pretty sweet.
I love the Brian Brink charts.
Awesome.
Yes.
I'm a very visual person, and I love going to his every morning. And when I was doing the HasLabs, I do the same thing every morning. I go look at his chart, and I'm wondering if he's going to do his statistical analysis and give us the trend line today at some point to where because he always does predictions as the HasLabs go down. So I'm curious if he's going to go, this is where statistically it says that we should be by the end of the day, and see how close it is.
Yeah, I look forward to seeing that. That would be awesome.
It's starting to take that turn that always happens where it just like shoots way up at the end.
They do. There's that initial spike, there's that lull, and then there's that final spike,
which is what his chart is perfect for visualizing that spike.
Yeah, absolutely.
In our weekly meeting this past Wednesday, Jeremy actually did that. He did a like statistics on where like Kickstarters or crowdfunding campaigns, how they normally go. And he put out there that our Dragon is trending to be to hit the 4,000 mark. So fingers crossed that actually works. If it actually trends the way it is, where you kind of start out at top and then just kind of dip a little bit, and then toward the end you go up pretty high. Hopefully that'll actually happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess it's just a time thing, right? I mean, if it's trending or if it's steadily, it's just a matter of will it happen in time? And I think the predictions have that it will happen in time, based off of the chart that he had. Somebody had a good question. Well, actually, there was one or two. There was one about card back, but I don't know when we would find out if the card back would be special. I'm sure it would be, right?
One of the shows, Jeremy said something. It alluded to a different card for these, but the same typical that we've grown to love clamshell collector friendly packaging with just a new kind of like
Card.
what the Ninian did, Valiant did.
Well, it won't be clamshell packaging for the dragon.
Right. Well, yeah.
That would be
I meant the figures. I meant the figures.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
that would be cool.
But
though.
a clamshell dragon would be pretty freaking cool.
And
Get out the garden
assembled.
shears.
it would be funny if if the card backs for these were the only ones that didn't have a dragon on them.
right. Something different.
I would like the paper on the front to look different too, just so you can.
Yeah, he said that. Yeah, I think he said that. That
The
as
little
well.
insert at the bottom.
Yeah, the bio card.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah.
The Armory Knights had a new one.
Yeah, I love that chrome.
Yeah.
The Mythic Legions on there. That was
maybe gold.
Ooh. There you go. There you go.
Each
and then
one unique.
Jim Drake brought this up. I don't know if we would ever know, but it's fun speculation. Do you reckon? Go ahead. Sorry, Bill.
I was gonna say I'm sure they're buying, whether or not they already did, but I'm sure they're buying some.
I want to hear CB's thoughts on this one.
Hear my thoughts on whether Big Bad Toy Store is gonna buy in even higher.
Yeah.
They're already making. All I'll say is they're already making a purchase, but I don't think that they're going to go up any higher than what they've already purchased. We'll see.
Is their purchase already included in the numbers Jeremy is reporting daily?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. We appreciate
It's
that.
the only way to
Cornboy.
order. I mean, right? I mean, as far as I know, this is the only way.
That's
to order.
probably news to Jeremy that I'm revealing that, but whatever.
Yeah.
You're allowed.
Well, it's kind of like at this point, just being honest about it. But their numbers are not like huge, not tremendous, but their numbers are included in the numbers that we're seeing now.
No, we appreciate the transparency you guys provide.
Yeah, always.
You've always been good to us, and
we try to be as transparent as we can be as a company. I know there are a lot of companies out there that just don't, and they don't really need to. Maybe they're successful enough in that they don't have a need to do it. But I feel, and everybody else here, I think, feels the same way. And that I've said it before. You guys are us. We're toy geeks, toy collectors, and everything, just like you are. And for companies to go and keep things really top secret when they don't really need to be, doesn't really make a whole lot of sense for us.
Right.
And we think that fans feel closer to us, and we feel closer to fans by giving the information out that we can. So,
and we appreciate you for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks.
And you keep the right things secret that need to be kept secret, and the things that you share are really helpful and really insightful.
Thanks.
Yeah, I love.
We try not to suck.
That's right.
I love that phrase.
And Trevor always knows all of them, but he refuses to say.
That phrase, by the way, it's not original. It's not an original Corn Boy. I stole that from Phil Ramirez, who used to work for Toy Biz back in, God, I don't know, it was very early days when Eric and I were working at McFarlane Toys, and we went out to San Diego, and we were going out to dinner with Jesse Falcon and Phil Ramirez and a couple other guys, and he said that, and I was like, I'm stealing that from you, and you just gave me a catchphrase that I am going to use forever. And I wasn't lying. And it's true that he said, "Oh, I just try not to suck." Because I was complimenting him on his sculpting and all this kind of stuff, and he was like, I just try not to suck. And I was like, I'm using that. I'm stealing that. Sorry.
Did you end up back in the Cursed Dead? Phil's Kickstarter?
Yes. So
that's gonna be sweet.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
He's still not sucking.
So Rick says, so once this campaign closes, does that mean that production starts right away, or materials had to be ordered first to produce said amount? New to all of this.
But you came to the right channel because this is new to Mythics.
That's right.
What's the question again?
Production hasn't started, but I mean, development has started already.
The production process is long with many complex steps before plastic starts to flow.
Yeah,
they're gonna have. There's a marker for the dragon. So like now that it's hit its Kickstarter, right? Then they know maybe, or they will know how many to order, and so a place has been set for it time wise, right?
That's the thing. We can move forward with the tooling now. Like we know where to go now that the tooling, now that it's crossed the plateau, then we know that the factory is ready to get going on the tooling. And then, now we know that we can produce so many of them. And then once we get the final number, we'll say, here's the updated final number, and then we'll be all set. But yeah, they've already started on the tooling process. So
CB, I know that those of us on screen, like, we understand the whole tooling and everything, but for some of the folks out there that maybe this is the first, purchase they're making like this, or maybe they truly are new to Mythics, can you explain what tooling is?
So what it is, it's the steel molds that they use to produce the toy over in the factories in Hong Kong for us. We have a couple of factories that we use in Hong Kong that we just are in love with. They are so amazing, both in quality and, the way that they work with us on prices and everything. And the tooling is these big steel molds, but for this thing, they're going to be gigantic steel molds that it's the detail is all carved into. And previously, a lot of this stuff was hand carved. I don't want to get into the crazy details of it, but there was this tool they used called a pantograph machine, where they still use it on minor details, where this one arm of the pantograph machine went over the details of, say, the dragon, and the other arm was held by the operator and would cut the details into the steel molds. It was insane, the amount of detail that they were able to get by using that machine. Now a lot of it is done digitally, and it's carved into the molds with a digital process rather than the traditional means. But some of it's still done very traditional. Once those steel molds are made, we get what's called a test shot, where they'll inject plastic into those steel molds, and they'll pull the plastic out and they'll inspect it there, and then they'll send them to us to go over and make sure there aren't any defects or any problems with it. If there's any kind of loose joints or things like that, then we'll have to make adjustments. If there's any kind of blemishes that aren't supposed to be there, then we'll have the factory make adjustments on it. But that's essentially what tooling is. It's the big steel molds that kind of you pump the plastic into, and that they pump out the parts.
Awesome.
Do you think that the scale of the dragon will cause, I mean, is it just as easy to make something that big as opposed to an action figure? So, like, do you see that it'll be a longer process? Is that a dumb question?
It's absolutely not as easy. But I mean, I don't think that it'll be that a longer process than we normally have. It's just larger, just the difficulty of having to deal with the things being much, much larger. The one thing that I'm really most concerned with is if you pull pieces out of the mold, or if you put pieces on the assembly line and go to paint them and stuff, if a little piece drops on the floor, and these floors are very clean, So if it just drops on the floor, you just pick it up and make sure there's no problems with it, and then, put it back in the tray. These giant pieces that are going to be going down the line, if they fall on the floor, I'm afraid that a lot of them are going to break. So they're going to have to be very, very careful with that stuff.
And injure someone.
Right. Yeah.
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 If you've handled the big wings, like the claws that come out, they're very pointy and those wings are very heavy. So it'll be done in a different material than we use to do the prints here, but I don't think that the weight is going to be all that different.
Yeah, I would love
they'll have to be very careful about that.
Yeah. Some factory video of just them and the production of it would be super cool to see.
Well, I think that's going to happen. I know that Chris and George and Jim, all three went over to Hong Kong to factories the last few months. And I thought that they got some footage of some of the stuff in production while they were there. But I know for a fact that we're going to do that when the Dragon happens. Sweet. We're going to make sure that footage gets taken of it being tooled and being produced and all the way down the line. Something needs to be made at a historical level on this thing.
Chris just showed some factory tooling and mold pictures, or was it a video on one of their recent shows?
Showed some stuff.
Yeah,
I think it was videos and photos.
Yeah, it was really cool stuff to see.
Yep.
This is going to be made more widely available as we're producing this thing. It's going to be put out on YouTube where everybody can see it.
And now you have a professional videographer to do it.
Yeah, we need Brad out there.
Start to finish documentary on the project.
I'm sure that if we sent Brad over to Hong Kong, he would absolutely love going to town with the video over there.
The next Kickstarter.
Matt was saying something, but I don't think anyone heard it because it's so soft and quiet.
Oh, what's that, Matt?
Just that there needs to be a documentary from start to finish.
His voice is so deep. It's so quiet.
There needs to be a documentary from start to finish.
This could only happen to Matt.
You know what?
There you go.
I'm gonna go cancel my dragon now. Anybody want to buy another dragon?
So
is this going to be recorded for posterity, Schmerber?
Right.
You might need to be the voice of the dragon, Matt.
That was going to be one of my next
questions. Baby.
But,
it's Beyithyrr, baby.
Matt's going to be really surprised when he goes back and watches this and hears his voice.
Michael Casper says another dragon will not be solicited until Beyithyrr is in hand. So is it safe to say another crowdfunding spring 2027?
Well, I mean, with this dragon, like I said before, we're not really making a ton of profit on it as it stands. So a lot of things, like a lot of production for the action figures, we'll make a bit of profit on that we can then put back into the line to produce more figures, not only through pre-orders, but we can add a little bit to it, and that helps out a lot. But the dragon, it hasn't, it's not really going to happen like that. We're not going to be able to get the profits to be able to put back into the production of the line. So depending on how this ends up, we may see another crowdfunding for the next, I don't want to say dragon, but the next pillar.
So do I still sound like Barry White?
Whoa,
nope.
There you go.
Yeah.
What happened?
Well, I changed it to the camera on I normally don't use the microphone on my camera because I sit back while I'm working.
Yeah,
there's something wrong with my boom mic, so I just went to YouTube and listened to myself.
Well, it is booming, so maybe it's fine.
Yeah, definitely a boom mic.
Thought you were trying a new Barry White thing.
I liked it.
So did the ladies.
That voice all weekend.
So did the ladies. That's right.
You don't have to worry though. The next pillar is just going to be actually a pillar. It's only
Just a
got
pillar.
one
Yeah.
articulation in the middle. It'll just kind of turn.
Absolutely.
That's the pillar of the underworld. It holds
That's right.
holds the world up.
So we're thinking pillar before another colorway of this current dragon.
Is that what you're thinking?
I mean,
Well, I mean, Jeremy said that they won't just do a repaint of Beyithyrr,
No.
right? But
We will not.
at the same time, you know, this line as well as pretty much every other toy line does reuse of tooling, right? Or you reuse of parts.
We'll have to reuse tooling.
Yeah.
Will we redo Beyithyrr with just paint? Absolutely not. But there's no question that some of these parts are going to appear again. It may be an overwhelming number of the parts appearing all together at once, in that, you know, we see another dragon type character with, you know, different head, maybe different hands, claws, and then somewhat different tail. Something like that. It won't be the same thing though.
But the more of that
will
tooling
never
that you're
be
able to
produced
reuse,
100% again.
yeah, but the more of that tooling you're able to reuse, the easier it is for you guys to actually do another one of these without fear of it not selling enough or whatever, right?
Right. I mean, with, as you said, with Mythic Legions, the whole thing about the line is being able to amortize the tooling and to reuse it, and hopefully reuse it in a different enough way that people are going to come back for it.
You used a big word there. You might want to explain that one for Curtis.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Curtis doesn't like big words
Curtis
ever.
Actually, I was an economics major, so I did get that one. So, but
Explain it to me, Curtis.
basically, you're just over time, you're getting more and more usage out of that, and you're
Right.
making your money back off of it. So, and I think you guys have done an amazing job of taking the same parts and repainting them and reusing them in different ways with different combinations.
right.
It makes it feel new almost every single time. Like the most recent one, the ATL 25 that just came out, like we've seen some of those cloth parts for a while now, right? Like they've been out and people love them. But then all of a sudden Sherry does this amazing camo paint on it, and it's like, oh my gosh, there's it's totally new. It's it's
a whole
same
new
tooling,
line.
but it's just an amazing paint job on it. So
That
Well,
really,
that's-
all that kind of stuff, really a tip of the hat just goes to Eric Treadaway for the genius in the way he sculpts the things, and for Cameron, Sherry, and our other painters in the studio that just really knock it out of the park when they paint the things, and they come up, along with Eric, they come up with the ideas that they do to paint those. It's just amazing how many different iterations we can get out of those.
for sure.
Yeah. Feel like different characters, even if
Yes.
the parts are the
Yep.
same, because
Mhm.
of the way that they're put together. So
Yeah.
it's very, very impressive.
So Rohan has a question here. Do they make multiple same molds for a single piece, or just one mold for a single piece? Will all dragon bodies come from one mold, or will there be multiple mold producing dragon bodies?
So as to the first question, it really, a lot of it depends on the number of items that have been ordered. Like say if there's a figure that maybe only 1,000 pieces were pre-ordered on it. If it's a new figure, or a figure with parts that haven't been done before, then they'll just put together one steel mold for it, and we'll go off of that. And if more figures down the line use those same molds, then we'll make other steel molds for it.
Mhm.
For a character that 6,000 or 7,000 are pre-ordered, they'll usually make a couple of steel molds for those different various parts.
So like these big wings, probably just one, right?
Probably.
one.
I mean,
per
for now,
side.
who knows? Like,
Yeah.
but they may eventually have to. Well, another thing is, you know, steel molds get worn out after a while. They have to go in and touch them up a little bit. They'll actually weld steel in and then grind it back out to conform to what was originally done. Yeah, and
that stuff is so interesting.
sometimes the steel molds are just a little bit too worn out to be able to do that, so they'll have to create new ones.
Is that what? Because I mean, I've heard over the years something about the old bird molds that they're just kind of lost, or they're not usable anymore. Is that kind of what happened with that?
Kind of. I don't think that they got worn out. I think it was just that we hadn't used them in so long that the factory just kind of retired them.
Lost them.
So yeah.
Gotcha.
I've had factories lose my tooling before too. It's and then you have to pay $35,000 for new one.
There's a famous story about us losing tooling on the Seventh Kingdom, the Ramathor and his elephant sidekicks.
Mm-hmm.
We were in production on those, and the factory just out of nowhere decides to quit. They're no longer doing anything, and like our figures are still over there, or at least the ones that had been run, and our steel molds are still over there in Hong Kong, and they just sat the steel molds outside in the rain and getting all rusty, and we were just like, we didn't know what to do. We actually spent tens of thousands of dollars of our own money to get those steel molds redone. Tony Bellato, a guy we used to work with over at McFarlane Toys, was going over to Hong Kong to work for, I think he was doing some work for NECA, and he was going over to Hong Kong to oversee things at the factories. And that was one of the factories he was going to, and it had been shut down, and our steel molds were sitting out in the rain, and he was able to go over there and get those steel molds moved to another factory and get them all cleaned up and go back into production. But it was a lot of money out of our pocket that went into that to finish producing those figures. And there were some figures, because that happened, that ended up being somewhat problematic. And that was just kind of the issue that we had with that. We've had problems with factories again over the years, but nothing as devastating as that. Like if we were running the amount of figures that we're running now through the factory, and that just happened to us, they just shut down and left and decided not to do the figures anymore, I don't know what we would do at this point. I think that might be really devastating to us as a company.
Let's not put that out there.
Right.
Yeah, we don't want to speak that
into
into
bad idea. I
existence.
probably shouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
I just want to take the opportunity to say thank you for finishing Seventh Kingdom, because I freaking love those toys.
Cool.
I got them.
You're
It's
welcome.
this shelf to me right here. Those were amazing.
Do you have any of the red mutants from the Ramathor wave?
Yeah, I have the red and the green. I have a full set.
Were the joints on the red one, were they loose, like in the hips and the
none of
shoulders?
mine are that bad. I use stands on all of my figures so that
Good
they
idea.
don't fall over, but I haven't had any significant problems with any of them. I guess I've just been lucky.
Nice.
I don't mess with them much either though, because I know they're a little bit fragile. So
See, I have a problem with that. Like whenever I have figures on the shelf and I just walk in and see that pose isn't quite right, then I always get them down and like repose them and then put them back up. I can never leave them alone.
yeah, the stabs that came with the female figures, like half of them were broken in the package before I even opened them. So, you know,
Yeah.
I just kind of I got them displayed, and then I leave them alone as much as I can.
Just email Diego; he'll help you out.
But they're amazing. They're amazing to look at. Just wonderful figures.
First bitch about it on the cabal, and then email.
Yes,
after everybody tells you to email.
Lots of photos. What do I do?
Seventh Kingdom cabal.
Wait until you get Curtis's response, though, before you send the email.
Right.
When he just comes in and tells you where to stuff your complaints.
Curtis would just turn off my comments. I know already.
Right.
This power armor up here behind me. I just got it at Toylanta, and I have messed around with that thing and reposed it and posed it with some of the armor parts on and some off. Probably 24 times now. I cannot leave it alone.
What's the property that's from?
Fallout 4.
But it's deceptively small behind.
I figured Joe would like that. So
yesterday, when at the Purple Gang show, when you went and got it and brought it down, I out loud I gasped because sitting back up there on that shelf, I thought it was like 6 inches tall.
No, it's amazing.
The thing is huge.
Is that the 301?
Yeah.
Oh,
and
it's so good.
You need the new Colo one.
I paid way too much money for it, but after I got it, and the joints are just really nicely.
I love that
ratcheted.
Hear that
everywhere? Like all the joints are like that. Since I got it, I'm so happy I got it. Like I spent a lot of money on it, but it's just an amazing toy. And like the game, you can like pull off different parts of the armor, and the frame is underneath.
Man, it's so good.
So can a 6
and it's
magnets?
They're magnetic, yeah.
Wow,
that is awesome.
Hey, CB, I have a question.
Yes.
Is that lamp baby heads?
Yeah.
Let's go tour of Cornboy's office. Here we go.
It's not baby heads.
Barbie heads?
Let's see that T-shirt while you're standing too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that is a nice T-shirt.
There we go. Yeah. Look at that.
Sorry, I got distracted by the jar of heads on your.
That's okay. My brother made me this.
That is sweet.
My brother's an artist, also.
Oh, I love
that. He made this, and he put the Invisible Woman's head on top.
What the I can see your girlfriend being like, "That's going in your office. That is not going in your office."
He even named this. This is a bunch of Barbie heads, and I guess Ariel, but he named it Poor Midge because Midge's head is down here at the bottom. Poor Midge.
Where it will always be.
That's great.
Yeah.
Wow.
Poor Midge.
So yeah, I just moved into this office. This was Jim's old office.
We need a
I just
Kickstarter.
moved into this office, and
that's where you are.
I'm gonna have to plug the lamp in here because I cannot stand these crazy bright lights up here. So this lamp is not just decorative now. This is gonna be functional.
Nice.
Yeah, it's stupid, but my brother made it for me, so I love it.
It's awesome.
I was gonna say I don't think that's stupid at all. It's probably one of the most beautiful lamps I've ever seen.
Rad. Thanks for noticing it, Matt.
I was hoping he'd pull it down because I wanted to see what it was.
That's awesome. I think this question was answered by Jeremy at some point about, do you think the Four Horsemen will ever revisit the old bird tooling molds? I think what was his answer on that? Like they weren't going to.
He said that Eric would sculpt new ones basically if they ever did birds again. So
yeah, we if we're gonna do something like that, we would definitely create new tooling for that. We're not revisiting the old molds.
Hey, Jesse's awake. Jesse, do not watch Offworld from last night.
Do not talk with Dooch first. Talk with Dooch.
Yeah.
That might not be any better, actually.
Yeah, you will cry if you watch it. Just FYI.
I just, want somebody else to catch the heat and the fallout. That's all.
Kevin Hamilton, Etheron 2 is coming at some point. They said it at G-Con last year.
Mm-hmm.
Also, to
Diorama 2
Cornboy,
is coming at some point. Whether it'll be sometime soon or sometime years down the road, who knows? Who can tell? Oh,
also,
wait, I know.
I want to say, Flex, Cornboy, the way that you feel about that power armor is the way that we feel a lot of times about the figures that you guys make.
Heck yeah.
It's just makes us feel like kids again. Makes us feel like
the thing is, like when I come in here to the studio, like I see amazing things every day, whether it's sculpted or whether it's painting or just there's lines of toys that we do outside of our own studio for other companies that, like George is doing stuff that he's project manager on, and I don't even know what it is until I see it here. I'm like, oh, that's cool. But yeah, it's amazing that we get to come in and see all this stuff, and I guess maybe we've become a little bit jaded to it in that, you know, it's awesome that we're doing this work, but you know, we may not appreciate it as much as we probably should.
Well, we do.
We have been doing it for 25 years though, so.
No, I just the way your eyes lit up and the happiness that you had when you were playing with that Fallout armor.
Yeah.
Was like that's
a lot of
how
that
we
comes
feel.
from I'm still new to the game. I just started it maybe about a year or so ago, and I'm just like the post-apocalyptic theme is always my thing. I just love that. I love mechs, and even though this is just kind of like a robot suit, it opens up like a mech when the guy climbs in it and stuff, and it's just so cool. And I just love this. There's nothing about this whole thing that I don't love. And I saw this figure and I was like, nah, that's way too much to pay for it. But as much as I love the game, I thought maybe I should try to get it. And I looked online and looked at the reviews of it and looked at the images of the figure itself, and I just had to. And now I couldn't be happier. Now I've got a problem because I'm going to have to buy the others that are in the way.
You need the new Cola one.
Oh, that
that new Cola is awesome.
I love that. Oh, it's so cool.
You need to play New Vegas. I know we talked
Yeah,
about
I've heard that.
You need to play it.
I'm just now starting my third round of Fallout 4 and trying to get a different.
You need to play New Vegas before the
in-game.
new season of the show.
Oh yeah, is the new one supposed to take place in New Vegas?
There's going to be a lot of the history from that's going to kind of play into the new season.
That was a great show.
Oh, it was amazing.
Well, that show is what got me started. Like I had always thought about maybe playing the game, but I've kind of stopped playing video games for years. And my girlfriend kept telling me, oh, you should try this or you should try this game. And I'm like, eh. And she tried to talk me into trying out Fallout 4 a few times. And I was like, nah, I'm too busy, got too much stuff to do. And I saw that show and I just had to. I was like, whoa, that's if this show is anything like the game, then I'm going to be all in. And sure enough, it was exactly like the game.
Yeah. I might be slightly obsessed with Fallout, just as the franchise. It's so good. I just love the setting and the aesthetics and how they kind of stopped, like the culture stopped advancing around World War II, even though the technology continued. So you've got, advanced robotics and everything, but that same like 1950s aesthetic and stuff is just amazing.
Yeah.
I used to like just walking around listening to the radio stations on my pip.
I gotta say, for me, being in Maryland and where Fallout 3 comes in, they're in DC in the Northern Virginia DMV area. So as you travel through some of those ruined streets, they actually did map streets that I've walked down.
That is
that's awesome.
Seeing that in the game, and if you get the expansions for it, they did the same thing for the Pit, which is in Pittsburgh. And in Anchorage, Alaska. So like that is really, really cool that places that we've been to, places that we're familiar. Most of the time when you go to a game, it's some far off place that you've never been around or anything like that. So to be able to transport to those places is really cool. And I know I was talking earlier when we were doing the Dragon Combat, and Alduin from Elder Scrolls 5 was brought up, and you know, he's the world destroyer. Where I live, it's like an hour away from Bethesda Softworks, and they're the ones who are making the Fallout games and the Elder Scrolls games now. So to have visited their office and be able to see some of that kind of stuff there is really just next level, because I've loved like all the games that they've made over the last 20 years.
All three of them over the last 20 years.
and the billion reissues of Elder Scrolls 5 too. Waiting for the next one whenever.
Well, it's the same thing even with the Black Isle and Obsidian versions of Fallout.
Right.
They did New Vegas, and it takes place in the Mojave Desert, which I've driven through 100 times.
Joe knows exactly what I'm talking about. It's probably why we both love their games that much.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, now this is the Fallout obsession has gotten to me, and I'm probably going to end up playing some of those games as well.
Welcome aboard, CB.
We're having a nightmare.
I love them jank and all.
Then we got to get you on Baldur's Gate after that.
Oh yeah.
So are we talking about Dragon still, or are we?
Well, I mean, I was going to
talk about whatever.
Talk about toys.
Well, Schmerber told me that there's a show and tell segment on here, so he invited me specifically to show off my Fallout toy before I came on here. So
yeah, let's go. Let's do.
That was a perfect segue.
Yeah, I'll take it. So, Brett, what you got?
Well, I'm still hard at work playing with the best wave of toys I've ever had the pleasure of playing with it in my life, and I'm just, my favorite figure of the wave so far is definitely the Chimera.
I think that's so funny that you're
so many.
That's your
crazy
favorite.
options. It is. It really is.
I've got two Beyithyrrs or Abuliths because of you.
CB, I bought 20 Baluliths just so I could sell her and keep the dog.
Wow.
So I've got 3 now because of that.
Wow.
And it gives me the gift that keeps
there
on
you
giving.
Go.
Wow.
That's my favorite of the wave.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Look at the
give him
shoulder
the Gideon.
pauldrons.
Yeah. The Balulith shoulder things.
That's a good idea. I like that.
And then,
what did you call those shoulder things? Punicorns?
Unicorns.
Oh wow!
I love the extra length on these. These are the gifts that keep on giving, CB.
That's what she said.
I knew that was coming.
Wow.
I didn't know from where, but I knew.
Terpicula is my favorite of the wave, but I haven't even opened him yet because I'm waiting on the Gorilla Skull with All Stars 6. And then I'm going to break him out.
So I've taken bits of a Equidron, bits of a Conibus, and then given them a rider.
Rad.
Wow.
That is so rad.
That is cool.
So that's what I've been doing.
Brett should go last next time. Just saying.
All right. Curtis, what you got, my man?
Man, people that have been watching this 24-hour stream have already seen me show stuff off and stuff. So you go to somebody else.
I haven't.
I got the ATL 25 recently. So loving this figure. If I'm being honest, I didn't need the exclusive parts, but I appreciate somebody picking it up for me just to get it early, get my hands on it, because man, this thing is just fantastic. The amount of work that went into that camo pattern on the pants and the weaponry and stuff, like just so good. So and then I showed this off on the last stream. There's a gentleman, Thanos Copter, that hangs out on Oz's clubhouse on Saturday nights, and he's got there's this Valaverse figure Atlas that has this head that looks just like Thanos Copter. So if you know Thanos Copter, this head looks just like him, including the skull cap that he normally wears. So I had to pick up one of these so that I could have a figure that looked like him. So and then I will just show off this one real quick. A lot of people have seen this one, but I just love these robes from the Maxilius the Harvester to make like little monks and priests and stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, just so good. So yeah. And thanks to Brett, he helped me score a bunch of extras of those robes. So thank you, Brett.
No, thank you for the extra heads.
Brett does.
Skulls.
I need to send Brett a message. I need some parts.
Yeah. Joe, you're up, buddy.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll start with my NECA 1/12 scale ball log.
Nice.
Lord of the Rings line.
We had that at the studio for years. We had a studio that had like a loft area, and he was sitting right above the kitchen door, looking down over everybody for years.
That's
That
awesome.
old studio.
Well, when
And then it disappeared.
all this excitement about Beyithyrr, I was just popped in my head one day, like it'd be really cool to have a Beyithyrr wrestling the Balrog. So that he's kind of got a headlock motion right now because they're going to be battling out.
Yeah.
Well, I think that ours there was a mistake made putting it up above the door because that area got really hot up there, and if you know anything about that Balrog, the legs are hollow, and it kind of went kind of fell over. The wings flopped over.
I actually had him on a shelf near my wood stove, and that wing is malformed because it melted and is out of shape.
Oh, it's Vecna. That's a D&D character.
Oh,
I'm not going to do this with you guys in front of CB. Knock it off. But just since Brett was showing
it,
I had some fun, putting this together.
Nice.
I took the extra armor pieces and strapped them on with the reins, and took his bridle and put it as a chest piece. So I just had a ton of fun
stealing.
Help yourself. Absolutely.
That's phenomenal.
That's so cool to me that customizers not only do their own customs with our toys, but they also, like, you just said, stealing. They inspire other people to do them.
Oh, absolutely.
By doing their own customs. That's freaking awesome.
For sure.
Right on.
Absolutely. CB, you've already showed off anything else you want to show off? You're good.
No, I didn't want to show off that even, but no, I have some other stuff up there, but we'll let other people go.
All right. Mr. Bill, what you got, sir?
Let's see. So I finally started dipping into the armory stuff. And so I kind of put this guy together. It's really just the good or the heroic gunmetal with the evil leather gunmetal one. It's got that head and pauldrons. And then
that's cool.
I got some Glyos in. Toyfinity has some new arms for their Mango Skull figure.
Oh, those are cool.
And then there was a Zoloid in the same colorway, so I kind of like swapping some parts between the two.
I like that color.
It's an aqua colorway or something. It's great. I love my Glyos. And then speaking of Glyos, I can't really show this because it's part of the action figure of the month from Jesse DeStasio, the Toy Pizza Knights of the Slice stuff. But I got the new action figure of the month, and I don't want to show it yet because there might be some folks who are waiting for that to come in. But it's awesome, and this time it came with Pogs.
Wow! And are you going to use those Pogs, or just collect them?
I guess just collect them. I wouldn't know how to use them.
Now I'm going to be like Matt and say, is that a Ferengi behind you?
Yes, it is.
That's a piggy bank. It's appropriately.
Is it Quark? Is it Quark?
I don't know if it's specifically Quark. It doesn't look like cork, and I don't think when I got it, I think it just said Ferengi, but yeah, it's
awesome.
It's a piggy
Nice.
bank. You can
I
see
love it.
the slot behind his head.
Is that
They
the
have different
Beyithyrr
ones, but why
phone?
would you get anything other than the Ferengi if you're gonna get?
No,
the
yeah,
piggy bank?
absolutely,
Yeah.
100%.
Now, did you empty that out to get your dragon?
You know what's funny is it's mostly dollar coins in there, so there's actually quite a lot of money in that thing, and it weighs a ton. But over the years, there was a time in Boston when you would pay, like you would put $10 in to go on to ride the train, to ride the T, and it would spit out dollar coins for your change. So I had accumulated a ton of those, and that they all went in there.
The 14th rule of acquisition says you should always keep your money in a Ferengi.
Yes. Now everybody knows if you break into Bill's house, steal the Ferengi.
That's right.
Yeah, skip the Magic the
Ferengi.
Gathering
Yeah.
binder that has like $30,000 of Magic the Gathering cards, and grab the
Right.
Ferengi bank.
Tell us more. What other riches do you have in your house, Bill?
Just the Ferengi bank. Just the Ferengi. Ignore everything.
There's always
else.
money in the Ferengi bank.
Mr. Trevor, 1/6 shooter, sir.
I got some stuff, but we got some time here, so
Yeah, man, bust it.
I got the gun.
Yes.
Oh,
I
God,
didn't realize
I got
those are
one.
soft goods. That's so
Yeah,
good.
I
that
really
cape is
like the
great.
NECA
love it.
Muppets, but that's NECA, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I really like those, but my only problem with them is they're a little bit large in scale. I would like them to
Yeah.
be, 1/6 scale, scaled down to the other characters, the 1/6 characters.
Yeah.
But those are just beautifully
great, man.
done.
Yeah, they look, just the texture on the skin. I'm trying to like get it to hold here, but it just looks like felt. Like when you touch it, you think you're going to be touching like the
That's
felt of
awesome.
the figure. It's so cool. Really nice.
Damn it, I might end up having to pick that
Right.
up.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to avoid the rest of him. Honestly, I just picked up the count because he was like out there, and I found him. So
Yeah, I
I
need
do
to
have
find him.
the Batman. Everybody's seen this, but it's freaking cool.
Oh, I can't wait to get that.
I should put my other microphone back on to be Batman.
Right.
That's really really.
Where's Rachel?
This mimic, I love this thing. It's just
Yeah.
so it's like
That
not
is
what I'd usually pick up, but it's just like it's
Those
fun.
look like my feet.
Joint.
Who
Yeah,
did
it
that?
is. I don't even know. Some
That
third
Hasbro?
party.
No?
No,
it's
it's a
not
third
Hasbro.
party.
It's just like
Oh.
a third
That's
party
cool.
thing. But you could pop the legs off and like extend them, or put the hands on the bottom. It's kind of Terpiculi-ish. In fact, I wonder if I don't know. I got my Terpiculi over here.
I love Terpiculi.
I got the old wings on them.
I love that figure so
I
much.
swear, when we opened that up at Toylanta, I couldn't stop playing with it.
It's so much
Yeah.
fun. Toylanta, I got the Fresh Monkey Fiction, the Eraser special. It was really
Yeah,
cool.
That's
I got one
beautiful.
coming. I
I
got one
like
coming.
the thought process behind that and why that is translucent is just
Yeah,
fantastic.
yeah.
Like
I
he's
really love this
invisible
line.
to everybody else except for monsters. Monsters kind of like
Yeah.
see on a different wavelength and can see
Right.
him like that.
It's almost
That's
Predator like. They can see him like in this colorway. It's cool. Yeah, I love Monster Force, man. I don't know.
Me too,
It's
man.
the only figures that come close to Four Horsemen quality.
Yeah, and they're like completely different. They're military. Like I don't collect GI Joe, and they're kind of my GI Joe. I mean, it's GI Joe and monsters. Like let's calculate.
Right.
It's got that retro futuristic aspect to it.
that dude there.
Mongrel.
Nice.
Love
Those
it.
are fun figures too.
Yeah. What else? ATL. Have you seen that? Haven't opened them yet, but got them.
Open.
Forgot I ordered this, but I think it looks pretty good. Actually, in hand, it looks pretty
I
damn
need to
good. I've
get
seen
one.
some
I
bad
don't have that
pictures,
one.
but
Who
it's
made
nice.
that one?
This is Boss Fight Studios.
Oh, I think I might have that one on order too. I'll have to check.
Yeah.
I'm really liking the loose collector version. The loose collector one's really good.
Yeah, I got that
have
one.
that one. That's okay. I don't know. There's some weird joints on that. I think this looks pretty good. This gives me more.
That
it just feels more
Roja
seamless.
that you opened up yesterday looked really nice, Greg.
Yeah, I love that figure, man. That might be my show and tell.
I might have to get one of those.
Might have to cop one.
Is that the red
Yes.
skeleton girl? Okay. I've been thinking about getting those too.
There it is.
At Toylanta.
Nice. Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
No, keep going, Trevor.
I was in front of the Cyberzoic, Mesozoic guys, and
you were in the middle of the room.
Like, I know I was in the middle of the room.
The room was like circling Trevor. It was weird.
It was weird. But so they had all the Cyberzoic stuff, and I'm like, "Oh, when are those shipping?" And he's like, "Oh, they should be shipping soon." I came home to a giant box. I forgot that I'd gotten a lot of these things.
Awesome.
But for the dinosaurs so far.
I
mean, I did get this guy, so I have to open this.
Yeah, Thanos was playing with that guy last night, man.
My saber-tooth tiger arrived while we were in Toylanta.
Yeah.
I
mine
haven't
too.
opened it yet. It's still sitting on my table, ready to open.
Yeah,
I need to grab one of those. Those look cool.
But the armors don't ship until like later on, and the figures that ride them don't ship till later on.
William Golden was saying that there's stands. Do they make stands for like mounts and stuff, or is that a different company?
I don't know. Not sure. Picked up a bunch of Glyos at Toylanta, which is...
Hey, I know who worked on those. Those are mine.
These are yours?
Yeah.
Really?
I worked on the Glyos line, or the Battle Tribes line from.
No kidding.
From we're about to hit our 9-year anniversary on the 8th. Yep.
Nice.
Congrats, man.
I stopped working on the line a couple years ago, but I might be working on something for Legion's Con this year.
Nice.
Sweet.
I had no idea.
Yep.
And then CB, I was wondering if you got this thing. This I'm trying to figure out what the hell the name of it is. Hang on, it's they had one other figure come out, Alphabet series, and this I guess is Whimsy. These are
oh yeah.
Oh man,
I thought about getting that.
I just want her.
Oh man, yeah.
It's awesome. I know everybody wants her for Turtles, right? For April, yeah.
How's the articulation, Trevor?
It's really good, man. It's a really well put together figure. I mean, the only thing that I don't like is that these boot pieces are separate and they don't kind of stay in place. But man, so many accessories in this thing. I mean, look at this box of tools.
Like, I dig her little walker thing.
Look what Eric is saying, Trevor. Look what Eric is saying, Trevor.
Oh, you did? Oh, I'm sorry, Matt. I'm sorry, Eric. I don't know, man. There's a lot going on.
I'm busy. I don't know. I'm busy.
That motorcycle walker thing is so
dude, it's insane.
Cool.
Like all these joints, like the pistons kind of work. It goes in and out of there.
I just saw
it because I want.
I shouldn't have stayed on for this
What
segment.
I want that right there.
What did that thing run,
on
Trevor?
Big Bad Toy Store right now.
It's 150 for both.
150, 160, something like that. But
Big
the
Bad
first
Toy
one
Store?
is really cool too, and you can't find that anywhere anymore.
I saw somebody paint up that bike thing in Mouser colors.
I love that bike.
Oh,
this
nice.
thing? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Nice.
That's totally a Mouser, right? Yeah.
And then put April in the soft goods.
Yeah, it's amazing. She's
jumpsuit,
incredible.
The yellow jumpsuit.
Yeah. I didn't need this, but I wanted it, and it's good. So,
yeah, I need that.
Well, I think I'm gonna have to get that too. Is it still available?
Go to. I got mine at Gundamit, and I think Gundamit still had them.
Yeah, Gundamit.
They tend to have things longer than anybody else. I don't know why.
All right.
They're one of my go-tos. Them and
with
5K.
a name like Gundamit, I would think that they'd
can't forget that.
Probably have them around a while.
The Mafex Scarecrow, which is pretty damn cool, man.
Ooh, nice. Yeah.
Oh man, you're still showing stuff off. I'm sorry. Here we go.
Sorry, man.
Look at that. Nice. Look at that face.
Face sculpt is really cool.
That's like that old DC Direct one that wasn't really articulated.
Right.
That's really nice.
Mm-hmm. Now, unmasked head sculpt, not so much. I don't know what to do with this. This is terrible. But I'll never use that. I think that's it. Yeah. Working on another second barbarian with the
nice.
Corey's helmet.
One of Corey's helmet. Yep.
Yeah.
Working on that.
Nice.
That's it. think
that Mafex Rogue and Superboy are supposed to drop this month. We'll see.
Which Rogue is it?
It's the Jim Lee version.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, Mr. Matt, you're up, buddy. What you got?
Let's see. I got the icon.
Oh yeah.
I hate this camera stuff. I love their style of painting or like sculpting. Just the realistic looking sculpts on them. And then of course I got my ATL crew.
Nice.
Nice.
I got a bunch of. I love like this head here is like perfect for.
Ooh yeah, that looks good.
And then I got my Zolocon figure that I just opened up and started playing with.
Nice.
I need to figure out how to make the skull glow since the bones glow. I don't have a lot of my other stuff is downstairs, but I did just paint up some of these Young Joe sculpts from Jeremy Wilson. Love his sculpts. They're so easy to paint. So I thought it looked good. This really Templar is such a good body.
Templars.
And then always my Barbarian is always here with the tuberculite belt and wing claw.
Nice.
Just love it so much.
I can't wait for Enoch.
That's all I got. That's all I got. All my other stuff is downstairs. Oh,
good stuff.
Here, if you're going to be shopping, Corn Boy.
I saw that. My problem with that is that the clothing isn't soft goods, and it's not going to be easy to make it soft goods, so I didn't get it. But it looks great.
Yeah, they're.
Who makes those?
Those are snail toys. I think they're called.
Yeah, snail shell or something.
Snail shell.
I ordered the three monkey girls. They're just called the three monkeys. The see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil.
Yep.
Because they have soft goods clothing, and I haven't ordered any of their other stuff. So we'll see how that goes. If it comes.
Yeah, I wish I could got that one.
Maybe I'll get some of the other stuff.
Schmergenberg, you
I
just
really
need to send me
shouldn't
that
have
one.
stuck around for this.
Sure.
For this segment, because now half the things that are on here I'm going to want to buy as soon as I get home.
I mean, you can't expect us to enable people to buy a dragon for 24 hours and not have us enable you to buy some stuff.
Right?
You know?
Turnabout is fair play.
You know what we're good at here. Just saying, you know.
Good point.
Yeah. I like turtles.
You're up, Oz.
I like
All right, I'm up. Well, since we were showing off some barbarians there, like, I gotta say, swapping out the armor from that albino Lemurian, putting it on here just makes him feel like, you know, when they showed off the Icon Collectibles one, almost wearing this exact thing, like the next week, I was like, hell yeah, I knew that was exactly what I wanted out of it. And just earlier tonight, I opened up my BBD.
Yeah,
so I'm going to be playing with him all week.
He's in my pile. I'm just waiting.
I thought he was getting added to my pile, so I was going to finally ship the rest of my Necronominus stuff once he was in there. And then, like, I checked, and it was like, no, it's shipping on the way. So I forgot to set him up for my pile of loot, but I ain't mad either because he got here quicker.
I purposefully switched mine to priority mail to hopefully have it come quicker, and like now it's like taking forever. It's so difficult.
I just realized that somebody put this on my desk last night while I was on the Purple Gang show, and I went ahead and put it together while I broke it out of the package while I was on that show. And I'm sure I annoyed everybody with the package noises and stuff.
I know what though? I was watching that. So I was prepared.
I actually appreciated it because I've had such a hard time getting some of the stuff out of the clamshell lately. So seeing you struggle with it actually put a smile on my face.
Therapeutic.
I hurt my.
I'm like that's what you get, the corn boy, for not putting the stuff in the baggie anymore. We want the baggies back.
No.
Yeah, I actually hurt my thumbs, and I was prepared because I heard you say that live, and I'm pulling everything out and I'm trying to get the plugs out of the damn thing, and I hurt my thumbs while I was doing it. But I just cracked open Sir Elijah as well, so I'm going to be playing with him this week. And then I got, you know, we all know I love my skeletons, so I got my new 4-pack of boners.
There you go.
These guys are going to be fodder for everybody over the next week. And again, another shout out to Curtis hooking me up with the 2-pack here, as one of the Terror Claws just flung off the sketchbook 2-pack from Origins with Hordak or Grizzlord.
Did you see the Cyclone that just went up?
Yeah, I did. Somebody said they wanted to get him and put him with Roboto and make Daft Punk in Origins. I was like, oh, that's good. So yeah, that's really about it right now. Up until I get some more stuff on.
Oh, Brett's got something. Here we go, Brett. Here we go. What you got there?
Little armor swap.
Yeah.
There you go.
Ignore that. It fell off on the way over here. But also,
woo!
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Very nice. Oh wow.
I'm gonna get one of our very talented friends to paint the Kragnar head for me. So then my collection will be complete.
Very cool.
Goodness.
You got the darkest basement ever.
I know. I like it dark. And I'm laying on a couch too.
There you go. There you go. From my show and tell, I've got Roja.
Gosh, I need to get either that or the La Muerta, one of the two.
I can't tell which one I love more. I actually bought 2 of La Muerta and traded it, but for Noglin, so I think I made a good trade. But
I think that La Muerta would look great with that headhunter from Zolo.
Oh yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, she goes good with the ramen racer. I have her in my ramen racer.
Oh, nice.
She looks fantastic, but
I think I like La Muerta a little more. Look at the
she's
hair
got
on that one.
a belt.
I think I like the covered arms on La Muerta more.
I actually ordered a soft goods suits off of somewhere on eBay that has the skeletal pattern on it to use on La Muerta.
Yeah.
And I still haven't ordered a La Muerta figure.
You put the cart before the horse.
Yeah.
And then this
horseman.
This goddamn figure is just so much fun.
One of the best.
I mean, and it just came at a time where I was like really deep into the Conan stuff. Like I'm on the way to work. I've got the Conan audiobooks going, and just I don't know. It's just such a great figure.
But it's not Conan.
I don't know what you're saying about Conan. You mean black-haired legendary barbarian?
Yes, right. Yes, yeah. And there's something about barbarians that
just the barbarian.
Yeah, this is my go-to look. Look at that sculpt, man.
Nice.
I love the texture so much on the new bear parts.
Yes.
Yeah. The hair is just perfect, man. Look at that nose. Come on, man.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people use the blondish hair as a certain Filmation style character, and and it just the face doesn't look right for He-Man.
No,
I'm with you.
Not to me.
This is
not too rough and craggy. I mean, it's perfect for Conan, but He-Man needs to be a little bit more.
Well, maybe it could be more like Akala, He-Man. Little mini comic.
Yeah.
Man. Unbelievable. I can't wait until the in-store sale.
And Greg, thank you again for hooking me up with one of those.
Of course, my friend. I
appreciate it.
I couldn't have 2 and you not have 1, man. I couldn't have that, dude. It was eating at me.
Hey, man.
I had to reach out to Bill.
That review blew up. It got a ton of views.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a hot figure.
People like that. It is hot. It's super hot figure. Yeah.
Super hot figure.
And I love the changes to the boots.
Me too. Yeah, with the knee.
Yes.
And the,
yeah. And then as those future figures come out and you can start popping and swapping with other ones.
Yeah, I got some customs planned for those boots.
And I really like the Broder, those kind of snowy boots. Is it Broder that's got the snowy boots?
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah, those would look good on this figure as well.
Boots with the fur.
Yeah, the boots.
Oh, you could do like a winter not Conan.
Yes, winter not Conan. And then I picked these up at ZoloCon, these Marauder Gunrunner figures, and they're just so much fun, man. They're just
oh, that's cool.
Great little, and this scale is not really for me, as a lot of people say that, you know, the scale is kind of, but they're just a blast. They're $20 each. Marauder,
Jack Burton.
Yep, and I've got she's like a Russian sniper.
Oh, cool.
Really cool. Articulate really well. And then I've got this one also. This is Snake.
There you go.
Yeah, yes.
Nice.
Nice.
Did they actually get the license, or is that a
no? But it does say I love you work on
yeah.
Gotcha.
Marauders is great. I just picked up their they had the little 1/18 scale German Shepherd.
Yeah.
I picked that up at ZoloCon. Freaking love it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, there he is. He is fun.
And it comes with a ton of accessories.
Did you get the extra add-on pack?
Yes.
Yeah, it's 1/18. It just looks
Really?
so big all the way up against the camera.
So I have
But
some
yeah,
1/18 German Shepherds, and that looks big.
It's 1/18. I was hoping he might look like maybe a 1/12 scale puppy, and not quite.
Yeah, and if you check their website, they've got different dogs besides. This one has 2 different heads, ton of accessories, and they really articulate well for being 1/18 scale.
And he comes with a bone too. He gets a little dog.
Comes with a bone. The accessory, he's got little goggles that you can put on him, and a lot of fun. Yeah, and then this guy Stavros, man, this guy. I did a minor surgery. I cut off his little bones in front. I didn't really care for the bones, so I just took a little scalpel and did a little bone removal here.
It makes him slightly different than some of the other characters with those too. That's cool.
Right.
Yeah.
I might have to
I'm
do that
scared.
too.
I don't usually mess with my figures, but I'm like, you know what? Those bones got to go. Even my fiance is like, those bones don't really. And I'm like, you know what? I agree.
I tell you what, since you became a master at dry brushing, now you're just customizing up a storm.
Right?
I like that you have the side parts of the tabard out like that. It kind of gives it a different shape.
Yeah, I like that too. I took the figure apart and then I put it back together. And I'm like, you know what? I kind of like this. It's a little more drapey. It's a little more. I don't know.
I like that out. I like that.
Yeah, yeah. And I've had such a damn hard time putting the tails in. Like, you guys make it look so easy. Bill, I think, didn't you do it on camera? And like, it never works for me. Like, it was a pain in the dick every time. All right, that's all I've got.
I need to get you on how they do that and have you explain dry brushing for the folks.
Everybody's showing off their barbarians.
Hey, Tanya. Welcome, Tanya.
Can you put Brett up?
Hey, yeah. I'm
all right, Tanya.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Oh,
I
that's
like
beautiful.
that. Now I'm getting new ideas for my other one. Shit.
You need to put some patina on that armor.
Yes. Everybody send your stuff to Matt for patinaing. Patinaing.
I had like 3 people ask me that this last weekend, hey, if I get you a 4-pack of those skeletons, will you patina them? I'm like, do you know how much it takes me to do 4 skeletons?
That's a lot of patina.
It's a lot.
Trevor, what did you just show? What are you working on there?
Oh, hang on. Give me a second.
Oh,
why don't you show us some stuff that you can't show that you're working on?
Yeah. Just
that's right over on the table there. Let me turn the camera on.
Tanya, how are you today, Tanya? Welcome.
I'm doing well. How are you guys doing? Especially the ones that have been up all night.
Oh, geez.
Still going strong.
In my mind, I'm like, I got this, no problem. But once like 11:30 hit, I'm like, I'm done. There's no way.
Yeah.
I need my beauty sleep.
Yeah. So while you guys
Jeremy's
roll,
saying he's
let
trying
him
to
have.
jump into the stream, but it's too full.
I'm gonna hop out because I'm gonna get coffee. I'll be right back.
Okay, sounds good.
If Bill's hopping out,
if you want to pull me down, feel free.
Okay.
Well, you'd have to, I think you'll have to actually remove.
Got to leave studio, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to be getting going pretty soon myself.
I have a story about Corn Boy before you get going, Corn Boy.
Oh no.
So when we were at Toylanta and we were upstairs on the second floor, kind of waiting for the preview night to start, the VIP preview night to start. And Kevin and I were sitting there, and here comes Corn Boy up the escalator, and I go over and give him a hug, and we're standing there and we're talking, and here comes Vern, and Vern is walking down the hallway, coming from a room. He's got a bag in his hand, and he walks up, and he's like, and CB's like, "What'd you get?" And Vern opens up his bag. And there is CB, and he's like, "Oh, I worked on those." And I'm just like, how cool is it that?
And Vern was completely unaware. He was like, "Oh, you did?"
Yeah. Buy a random toy that you think is cool. You're walking by, and CB's go, "Oh, I worked on those."
I'm sure he could go through any toy show and be like, "I worked on that. I worked on that. Me and Eric did that."
And I have. Like when my girlfriend goes with me to toy stores or toy shows, she loves me to like show off the things that we worked on.
Yeah, I think that was probably one of the highlights of my Toylanta was standing there when Vern walked by and, "Oh, aren't these really cool? Oh, I worked on those." It's just to be able to be friends with somebody who works at a studio and they're like, "Yeah, that's something that I did." It's amazing. So
it is amazing.
We've been around a quarter of a century, so there's probably not a whole lot we haven't worked on at one time or another.
Right?
Yeah.
But it was such a great time. Such a great time.
Yeah, whenever we talk toys on this show, we just it always seems like it always kind of goes back to the Horsemen and just the impact that you guys made on revitalizing the toy industry. Just the visionary, what you guys did, and the things that you created. It kind of always seems to circle back, with all the toys back in the 90s, just the designs and the amazing things that you guys created.
Wow.
So,
well, I thank you for that. I appreciate that very much. I've always, since I stole the moniker, "We just try not to suck," I've always tried to live by that, and I expect every person in our studio to do the same. And so far they have. They've been absolutely amazing.
What about that new guy that you guys have, that new kid that you see, Jeremy? You never regret hiring that kid. You always say that. We don't regret hiring that kid, Jeremy.
I have said it a million times, and I'm sure Jeremy's gotten a big head because of it, but it's 100% true. He might have been the best investment we've made as a company.
Good morning, Jeremy. I'm going to dig in you, sir.
Well, on that note, what you guys were talking about, walking around or being at a show and a member of the studio saying, "Oh, I worked on that." Corn Boy's done that to me with customs. Like, I've used wacky pieces from old figures on customs, and he's been like, "Oh, I fabricated that." Old Spawn stuff and everything. So that's kind of like a super full circle moment, right? Using something he fabricated on an old figure on a Mythic Legions custom. But anyway, enough of that. Everyone wants to know the most recent update. So
I was about to text you about that too. I was going to say, "Give us the next update."
Yep.
I just ordered my third.
So we're chugging along. So we're just at about 9 o'clock right now, which means we're about an hour and a half or so after the last update that Corn Boy did. As of 9 o'clock, we are at 2,107 Epic Wings sold.
Nice.
2,829 fire sets, but the big one that everyone's curious about, We are at 3,552 on Beyithyrr, which means we are now 448 away from that unlock of Beyithyrr's Fury. So
that's awesome.
The orders are, in these early morning hours of our final day, they're coming in steadily, and I'm expecting that we're going to see these definitely ramp up as we get later in the day. We've got an email that went out a short time ago. We've got ads that are running, and obviously people are doing this live stream all day to build up that excitement. So 448 away, and then we get Beyithyrr's Fury.
How exciting is that for you guys in the studio? Just to, have something so amazing and it's come to fruition. That's got to be like so exciting in the studio for you guys.
Yeah, I mean, I was right before I jumped on, I get a message from Brad Treadaway, and he was pumped up and everything, and like, here we go, final day. And it's been very infectious throughout the entire studio. We've said it so many times that we are all fans. We all want a dragon in our collection. So, beyond the vested interest we have from a business standpoint of this succeeding, we really want this to succeed because we want it. We know you want it. And it's, it all, like I said, it all comes full circle. We're just thrilled. It's been an incredible experience. I've said a few times personally that having been on the other side of the table as a backer for those first two Mythic Legions crowdfunding campaigns, to now be on this side of the table and be able to play the role that I'm playing in bringing this forward, it's been incredibly surreal, and I'm super honored to be able to do this.
Absolutely.
I'm so glad you guys brought all that stuff to Atlanta. I think I messaged you yesterday, Jeremy. I was at a local swap meet, and I still had people. I was talking to people at that local swap meet about the dragon, because people had saw it there. They had no idea what it really looked like. I actually ran into a lady there that she told her husband. Basically, he came over first thing. I think it was Saturday morning, and he was like, "How much is the dragon?" And I told him, he's like, "Well, my wife's going to come over. Tell her it's $1,500 because she really wants one." And so she comes over, and he's like, "He told me it was $1,500." And she said, "Okay." And I said, "Well, it's really only $550." She said, "Really?" So I ran into her this weekend. She said she's supposed to be ordering hers today. So, but yeah. I mean, I heard from a lot of people here locally that they had no idea how big it was. Seeing the knight and the fire figures in person. So I think it was awesome that it was at Toyland, and it was right there in a perfect spot where as soon as you come and take a left, you see a huge dragon sitting on that awesome display.
Oh yeah, Brett took care of us. He gave us prime real estate that as soon as you walked in, boom, that was the first thing you saw.
Yeah, so
that's awesome.
So
from
yeah,
go ahead, Matt. Sorry,
I was just gonna say, so from the Atlanta fan base around me, like it made a big deal as far as impression. So I think it was great.
Yeah, I agree.
Now, are you guys still going to take it on tour, Jeremy, even after the campaign?
It depends what shows. It's genuinely difficult to bring to events. We can only bring it to an event that we drive to, and it takes up a significant amount of room in the van at the expense of sellable product. So that's one of the things you always have to weigh is like, we'd love to have cool stuff to show off, but we have the same challenge with the life-size figures is anytime we bring that big stuff, we're exchanging like something cool to see at the table for sellable product. So it ends up being kind of a case-by-case basis.
Well, a lot of it falls into the camp of shows that Joe is going to be able to go to too, because he's taken kind of
a handler,
a jealous ownership of the prototype. So where none of the rest of us are allowed to touch it anymore.
So ToyCon is what you're saying it'll be at.
I could see us bringing it to ToyCon. I mean,
that's an easy one.
Yeah, ToyCon will be after the campaign is done. But that is such a in our backyard type event that, I mean, heck, we could literally make 2 trips if we had to. We could drive it down and drive the product down.
Pretty much anything will be after the campaign is done.
Yeah.
So,
Let's
but yeah.
get a con today. You guys.
I think I convinced Schmergenberg to come to ToyCon.
Yes.
Really?
I will be
Nice.
there. I will be
I
there.
think that was the first place I saw you.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
MuskyCon.
Yeah, no, yeah, MuskyCon was his first one, the one that you were at, yeah.
Right. Yep.
Yeah. I was the quiet, unassuming big guy with the Thing T-shirt, and
that's right.
just dazzled by how cool everybody was.
Bless you.
And then I got
I
a
was there.
Thing T-shirt the next time I saw you.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Jeremy, is that Atlanta pollen still?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like I went right from the pollen right into just having a cold. It's just I'm paying for the last month of travel, but absolutely worth it.
Well, you guys have done a fantastic job.
Absolutely, man.
Thank you.
Amazing.
Deanie's off to you guys.
This has been an awesome month. Like
Congratulations.
every month, every year, March seems to be a really big month because of ZoloCon and Toylanta. Add MuskyCon into that mix and then throw in this Dragon campaign. And this is undoubtedly going to be one of the most memorable months that I've had at Four Horsemen Studios. It's also my anniversary month. I started in March 3 years ago full time. So it's there's a lot of special for March 2025 for me this year.
I hope you're not expecting me to give you what your wife gives you on your anniversary.
No comment.
I don't even know how to respond to that. I'm blushing.
On that note,
his face always
I'm
gets
blushing
really
for
red
you.
when I make those kind of comments.
It's so uncomfortable.
I love it.
I had kind of a
No, because Cornpoint never makes those type of comments when it's just like him and I talking. He's always like, there are 8 people in this room. Let me embarrass Jeremy.
That's when you do it. That's when you do it.
too funny. I just had a fun question about the dragon. I had actually emailed Jeremy about whether or not the dragon speaks, and he's like, duh, yeah, he's God level. Sentient being. My thought was like,
I can turn my other microphone on if you need me to.
Yeah, I was going to say,
because he sounds like Sean Connery.
Before that even happened, I had that thought. But what do we think his voice would sound like? I think
Sean
just
Connery.
like a deep rumbling. Sean Connery. He's got to be British, right? You think some kind of like British?
Well,
you know.
John Connery with Matt's filter that he had on his mic earlier. That's it.
Go ahead, Jeremy.
Well, this particular dragon, when we were planning out, the different characters, and we made this character the Pillar of the West. So it's a forest dragon, the Warden of the Wood, and we took a lot of inspiration from that area of like Europe, like Ireland and Scotland and all that. Like a lot of the, I've said this before, that the time that I've spent in like the Irish countryside over near like the Cliffs of Moher and everything, I was imagining a lot of that when I was writing some of the lore for Beyithyrr. So I'm not going to say that he sounds like John Caulfield, but he definitely has a deep accent. And if it had a little tinge of Irish in it, I don't think that would be inappropriate.
So he's very quiet then. He's just really kind of quiet. He's got that golf. He's got that golf kind of voice.
Yeah, I just hear like a rumbling, like deep down in his stomach and bowels, just like this.
I was thinking,
in his bowels. Did you say?
Yeah, hey, it's definitely it. Yeah.
We back on the dragon poo thing.
That's a hell of a voice if it makes his bowels rumble.
Anybody else with some speculation on the voice? Any other?
Hello, puppet.
There it is. Hello, Governor.
He shows up talking like Rug Bug.
But I imagine like his voice would be different, or how he would speak, because he's been around, before man, right? So like, I would think how he spoke would be different. It wouldn't be like a regular.
Maybe he speaks right into their minds.
Maybe he speaks
So he's
Klingon.
like
He's like a real
Lockheed again.
nerd, and he speaks
So
Klingon.
he's
He's like a
like
real
Lockheed
nerd,
again.
and he speaks Klingon.
Oh yes, Jesse, you got it. Liam Neeson always.
But he's definitely, to your point, Greg, he's definitely, as I said, a god level character. The pillars are, god level characters in our mythology. So he's highly intelligent. The fact that he's got followers like Sir Benegar and Beyithyrr's Fury, the order of Beyithyrr is not only, an order that essentially worships this dragon. They help protect, they follow his commands and, keep him protected when he slumbers and all that stuff. But Beyithyrr is definitely going to be a character that has a role to play in the next arc. Will absolutely communicate. He is highly intelligent, probably at this point, one of the most intelligent characters that we've revealed in the lore. So there's going to be a lot. If you've heard me on a couple shows in the last week or so, I've dropped some lore about Beyithyrr, talking with Dorklear Bill about the fact that, he was suggesting that he thought that maybe Beyithyrr, his emergence is at the end of the Second Great War, and him adding to the war is what helps defeat the Dark Four. And I corrected him and said, no, Beyithyrr comes after the Second Dark War. Ashes of Agbendor is that period between the first story arc and the second, where Shui is going through the charred remains of the library, looking for stories of the past and, trying to rebuild the library for the future. Fast forward a bit from that, and that's where we're going to meet Beyithyrr, and that's where our second story arc begin.
Short amount of time, long amount of time between.
Not a super long amount of time. Like, not long enough that the characters we've already met are no longer there. Like, this isn't hundreds of years in the future where a lot of our characters that have, normal human lifespans who survive the first arc wouldn't be there. It's definitely a bit of a jump, but not so far that everything that we've already seen is ancient history.
So his Furies would have knowledge of Elijah and Enoch, hence the silver masks for the Furies.
Those are not meant to be Elijah and Enoch.
Okay, I just saw the fallen warriors in the past.
It is, but I mean, so using those faceplates, that's just a business reality of those are the ones we have. But those weren't meant to be Elijah, Enoch, and Benegar. The way that I liken it is there's a lot of people that look like other people in the world
Trevor.
that they're not related to. Yeah, I mean, I jokingly said this on a Joe Russo comment where I say, hey, you know how you look like Tom Cruise, but you're not related to Tom Cruise? It's just like that. So keep in mind, these would be like molded masks of other people. I mean, if you've ever seen a life mask, it definitely doesn't look exactly like the person and stuff. So I'm imagining that that's what it is. So we as toy collectors have to suspend a little bit of belief and kind of say, I know that that's just a repaint of Elijah or Enoch, but it's not meant to be Elijah Enoch. So those Beyithyrr's Furies, they're not wearing the mask of Enoch and
okay, so they're just nameless fallen soldiers from the past.
Yeah, they're soldiers that have fallen from the Order of Beyithyrr. So they're wearing the orders. Like, that's what they're basically like. When someone from the Order of Beyithyrr dies in service to the dragon, they make these masks, and fellow soldiers don these masks as a way for those fallen soldiers to be able to still serve in his order.
Gotcha.
So Jeremy, I know you caught just a little bit. You jumped in for one of the rounds of our combat that we had on Offworld, where we were facing dragons against other dragons. One dragon that we didn't include in that Mortal Kombat style bracket was Beyithyrr, and part of the reason why it wasn't included is because we just know so little about it. But as we were talking about these other dragons, like some of them had, like they're telepathic, or they can control time, or they can spit fire and acid and things like that. Are there things you're saying Beyithyrr is this god level character? Are there things that we're going to learn as far as abilities of Beyithyrr that you know, and the powers that he may have.
Yeah, it's a he. Beyithyrr's a he. Yes, these characters, you know, the pillars will have different powers as well as powers that are going to be inherent to dragons themselves. So we clearly know that Beyithyrr can breathe fire, but there will be other aspects of Beyithyrr that we will discover over time.
Gotcha. Now, do you feel like some of that's going to work its way out across like bios of other characters, or is that something that'll be another book?
Possibly. It could, I mean, a little bit of both.
Okay.
You know, there's only so much that we can like convey in those short bios. So we, you know, being able to kind of set the table a little bit and then expand on it in a story down the road, that's certainly going to be the plan.
Awesome.
I mean, it should be said that part of the power of a character like Beyithyrr doesn't necessarily come from just breath weapons and magic and stuff like that. I mean, it's gigantic. It's incredibly intelligent, ancient, and huge. So it can take out most of the things in Mythos without even like uttering a yawn. Like, it is an absolute epic type of character.
Sweet.
Can we talk lore for another hour and 15 minutes? It's just so interesting. I know you said you're still working on the lore book, but it's kind of taken a back burner due to all your busy things going on. When can we expect that book? Any idea or projection on?
I'm still saying that I'd love to be able to solicit it by the end of the year. You know, yesterday when I was asked in the afternoon show what the most surprising part of this campaign was for me, and I said that how all-encompassing it's become. Like, just, and CB, I'm sure that you can relate to this. For anyone that's never run a Kickstarter and you think, you know, how much effort it takes to constantly be on top of it, it's many multiples more than that. It absolutely consumes everything. So between this campaign and the travel schedule in March, I've had a hard time getting to some other projects like the First 10 Years book, where, you know, Trevor and I are still wrapping that up and finishing that. But between that and also editing the Rise of the Dark 4 book, those are two things that have been put on the back burner a little bit. Once this campaign's done, we're going to wrap up. I mean, we're very, very close to the First 10 Years book. So we're going to wrap up all of that stuff, put in all those final images from Trevor, and get that ready to go to print. And then I'd probably say I'm about 70% done editing. And when I say editing the Rise of the Dark 4, it's already been edited. I'm going through the edits to approve all of those. So I'll continue on that. But that's my goal, is by the end of the year, we'll be able to solicit it.
So after the dragon ends today, the campaign for it, have you guys basically signed off on it? Like, do you have any more involvement in it? Like, other than, you know, in other words, what I'm saying is, like, are you done? Like, are you guys done with it once it's, or is it just Chris that's dealing with the production aspect, or do you guys still have more things to do on that dragon?
Nate still hasn't started the packaging yet.
Yeah.
It's going to be epic.
Mm-hmm.
No, I mean, obviously, once we start entering production and, you know, or pre-production and everything, and all of the tooling and engineering, all of that shifts dramatically towards Chris.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like he's doing that alone. You know, Joe will be heavily involved. When a lot of stuff comes in, Joe goes through all of those sample parts, all of those, you know, early first shots and everything, to make sure that all the fits are correct, that everything's included. So Joe will be heavily involved, and Eric's involved in literally every stage here. Like, he's going to look at every single thing that we see to make sure that it meets, you know, his high standards before we go forward beyond that. So, you know, certainly my role will decrease in these next this next phase, because now that we've got it marketed and funded and all that, I get to step back a little bit. But it's not just Chris. There's still, like, every stage of everything we do, it's a team effort.
Absolutely.
And it's on to the next one.
Right? That's right.
What does April have in store for us, Jeremy?
Only what to say.
I think
showers bring May flowers, or in this case, toys.
All speculated as being fans of the studio, those that can talk on it. I'm guessing Figure Obscura.
Fair guess.
What about anyone else have any predictions for April?
These guys love their patterns and traditions, and I wouldn't be surprised if Figura didn't wait till something like Shop the Curiosity again.
That was fair. Yeah.
To quote Clubber Lang in Rocky 3, my prediction: pain. And that's for your wallet.
Well, I will say this is we've had a very, very full and busy first quarter of the year, and the community has been absolutely amazing supporting the things we've put out there. There's a lot of stuff that we kind of had to get out early in the year. You know, we did the in-stock sale in January. We had the book in the Silver Knight, and then we had the Cosmic Head Packs. Like that book in Silver Knight and those Cosmic Head Packs, they were kind of like weird little sales that we had to find a place to squeeze in amidst everything else we have. So we've had a lot of stuff that's gone up, culminating in obviously Beyithyrr. While we have a very full schedule planned through the rest of the year, what thing you're going to see is some of the offerings that are coming up in the short term are going to be smaller amounts of things. So, you know, you guys mentioned Figure Obscura. Figure Obscura is a perfect example where it's not like it's a multi-figure wave. It's not like it's 7, 8, 9, 10 figures or something where it's another big hit on the wallet. So what you're going to see is we are cognizant of what we are putting out there. I've said before that it's tough because not all of our fans collect every single thing.
Right.
You know, not everyone is getting the dragon. Not everyone got the Cosmic Head Packs. Not everyone got the book, and not everyone will get what comes next. So for those fans who are like our super fans and they have to buy everything, we are being mindful of that.
It's because everything is so damn good.
It's not gonna hit as heavy, at least price wise.
I like the idea of more frequent, smaller figure waves.
Yeah, that is a thoughtful. I mean, I will admit, like for the Reign of Beasts, I was kind of surprised. I'm like, oh, the wave is over, because I was predicting like 14, 16 figures. But I like that it's a more manageable bite size, you know, waves.
Well, it's more manageable for us, but it's also more manageable for them,
right?
Yes.
Because it's less lengthy tooling. They can bring product to market faster. When you got like the 14 figure Necronominus wave, and you've got half of its brand new tooling, and some of the intricate parts on that are just mind blowing.
Less space to take up in the warehouse.
Well, warehouse
plus
processing.
the warehouse processing. Yeah. So
I don't
I'm
even
all
care.
aboard.
Just keep it coming, fellas.
Yeah. Right? Yeah.
Like whatever you want to do, I'm fine with.
Give me a
I'll buy it. Just
subscription,
keep it
4
coming.
figures a
Give me
month,
steady
and just
supply.
in perpetuity.
Small waves, big waves, single figures. Just keep it coming.
We're working at our jobs for you guys.
You know,
I work
we
a lot of
talked-
overtime. I don't want all that money to go to waste.
We
Give me
have
something
talked
to
about
do.
it on a few channels though, like the old like Maddie Collector subscription kind of format where you know you just pay a monthly fee and then you get these figures sent to you like you know once every month or once every 2 months. Is that something that you guys would ever toy with? Like just the idea that there would be some sort of subscription service, and you know for those of us that do want everything.
Okay.
I don't know about that. I mean, I think that probably both Diego and Chris would assassinate us if we decided to do something like that.
Time to frag the bosses.
I love the in-stock sale. I love that the store is always open. It just
This
it's
evergreen's
great.
awesome.
Yeah, because you can tell a new friend like, hey, check out their store. There's there's all kinds of stuff in there to check out. Hopefully we'll have a legendary barbarian in there one day that stays forever.
Well, and speaking about this in stock sale and things, a question, Jeremy and CB, has the test shot program been discontinued?
I don't know if it's been discontinued, but it definitely has been put on hiatus for a bit as we're putting out a lot of new product recently. But a lot of people like the test shots, so it could come back.
There's a lot of masochists out there too, but trying to order test shots.
Maybe.
Go ahead.
Maybe not a subscription, but a machine that Joe could just go under and it would just pour figures down on top of him like flash dance. Like,
well, you're just a little context, so I don't seem like a complete nut. But I've been collecting Horseman products for a long time, and there used to be such a large gap in between the waves and the product. That's actually why I started customizing, so that I would get that new figure from you guys while I was waiting. And this steady supply that's been coming, I don't even have to customize right now. It just feels good to get new stuff all the time. It gives me that dopamine hit that I need. So
that's kind of because of Jeremy a bit. He's a little bit of a slave driver.
Crack that whip, Jeremy.
But in seriousness though, like the little one-offs, like your Legion Builder Skeleton and Valiant Knight and the Barbarian, and even these show exclusives that have come up, and now the Travel Barbarian figure, like it's just there's so many kind of like these little extra figures throughout that you almost don't need the huge waves, right? Because like there's so much little stuff coming throughout, and then you drop a 4 or 5 figure wave and it's like, oh, that's cool, but then there's also this individual stuff in the meantime. It's nice.
I hear a lot of collectors understandably complain about the long waits, but you guys have done a really good job of having other types of products that are just dropping in and they're in stock and
surprises and cool stuff.
Yeah.
I was able to build a collection in the time.
I like that as well.
I first ordered Necronominus when it was solicited, and by the time it was actually delivered, there was enough stuff that had come out that I was able to build a very nice collection and grow while my first pre-order rolled in.
That's because you order 100 of everything.
You're at every show.
I am, and I thank you for having those shows so that I have that opportunity to see everybody, and it's just
that's what I mean. There's nothing really I need at New Jersey Toy Con, but I just get so excited to see all my friends again. Like it's Go ahead, Matt. Sorry.
Speaking of seeing friends, do we have any kind of ETA on Legion's Con rooms and tickets?
Yeah, so we're going to do it in April in a few weeks. Okay. Originally, we said we were going to do it in March. Like there was some stuff on the back end that needed to get done logistically before that could happen. Now that that's all set, we were like, well, we don't want to do this in the middle of the Dragon campaign, like the last week or so. Say, oh, by the way, Legion's Con tickets. The focus right now rightfully needs to be on Beyithyrr. So in the next few weeks, in April at some point, we will we will release those rooms in those tickets, and in short order, we will reveal this year's Legion's Con exclusives.
Woo!
So it's going to be tough to beat last year's.
Yeah.
We say that every year.
Challenge accepted.
So just a quick question with that on the rooms and stuff, and I'm I guess I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but I guess I will be putting you on the spot. Like it's the same venue, same thing. Like it seems like the last few years it's been much earlier that we knew about this. We're able to start. Was there like a thought of maybe changing venues or something else that
I was going to
came into play that could possibly change some things for the upcoming year?
So we did look at other venues. There's one other venue in New Jersey, not too far, that technically has more event space than the one we use. Yeah, the Castle. It's a Sheraton shaped like a castle. The problem is the way the space is laid out. At the Hanover Marriott, the largest space is 11,000 square feet. At the other hotel, the largest space is 8,000 square feet. Now, the secondary room is larger than the secondary room that we have at the Marriott, but that's the room that we use for the studio. So even though and then down the hall, there's a whole bunch of small conference rooms. So even though on paper we would have more event space, I don't think it would lay out as nicely. I think it would be, a bunch of vendors down the hall in like weird little side rooms. And then we'd have to split the main room up into two different places. It didn't seem like it was worth it. And from the hotel room standpoint, it's a very similar amount of hotels. It might be like 20 additional rooms or something. So it's not going to make really a sizable difference at all. The reality is we have such a great relationship with the hotel we're at right now. Everyone seems to absolutely love that location and the amenities that it has. So at this point, we also don't want to get into a space like, well, I have a wait list of vendors that want to get in. I don't want to expand and add 50 new vendors, but them not be quality vendors. We're getting a lot of people that are like, oh, I make leather goods, I make jewelry, and that's great. I don't know that that's Legion's Con. One of the great things about Legion's Con is that every single table is incredible. Every single vendor has something really cool and really impressive. We have a number of vendors that are just general toy sellers, but I don't know that we need a lot more of that. Like, I think we're covered in that regard. So to me, we've got a really good mix, and I would rather be at max capacity and the level of awesome be where it is than spread out and dilute that.
Gotcha. Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
I wanted to point out that at the end of Legion's Con 2024, you said, join us next year. We will set sail. And I was expecting a cruise, a Legion's Con cruise.
Yes.
That would
sign me up.
Dude, that would be amazing. I love everything about cruises except for the fact that they're on a boat.
Same.
On deck body surfing would be epic.
I kind of agree. I did a cruise once, and I'd much rather do other kinds of vacations. It's cool, but like you're stuck on a boat.
See, I actually like having everything there. What I don't like is the fact that I get seasick and I feel I have to take medicine so I don't feel horrible, which makes me just feel like off kilter the entire time.
Yeah.
But not for nothing, I would do it for a Legion's cruise. A Legion's cruise would be insane.
Absolutely. Great idea.
What if we just did it on a boat that stayed in dock?
It's true, Kevin.
Kevin is asking, will there be more in the block of rooms?
No, there's only so many. We rented the entire hotel. Like, there's literally no more rooms. They held back a couple rooms because they just have to in case, because they have like contracts with certain people where they have to have rooms available to them. But of the 350 rooms, they give us like 330 or something like that. So we can't get more than the block of rooms. Like in past years, because whatever we request, we have to pay for pretty much whether they sell or not. And so we've in past years been a little more conservative and said, okay, give us 200 of the rooms. And then once it sells out, like, okay, give us 50 more, give us 50. This year, we just said, give us all the rooms.
Right.
Give us all the rooms for the Friday and Saturday night, a little bit less on the Wednesday, the Thursday, and the Sunday. But there's no more in the block of rooms because there's no more rooms in the hotel. We will also have the 2 overflow hotels that are like less than 2 miles down the road, which not as cool as being in the main hotel, but certainly a very nearby close option.
Yeah. So for William Husted, he said he's having trouble. Just wait, William. There will be that block that will release.
Yeah, I mean, you can't book the room right now because we've reserved everything. Like
Right.
if you try to just go on and book it, they're like, oh, we don't have any rooms because we have them all. Once we open that up, they're going to go quickly.
Yeah, don't wait on that.
Yeah, don't wait on it. They will go quickly. But then we will also contract with the two like Sinesta Suites places that are down the street. We've done that the last couple of years. So those will be open and available as well. Last year, obviously, we sold out the Hanover Marriott. And I should say that too. Even if that does sell out, keep checking, especially as we get closer, because there will be people that book a room. And then as we get closer, plans may change and they will release that room. They'll cancel their reservation and it will go back into the pool.
And people are gracious about telling other people on the cabal and other places, hey, drop in a room. Hey, can we switch it to somebody else's name? Right. Yeah.
Cornboy, that's got to be surreal, though. Like what Jeremy's saying, you guys are selling out multiple hotels.
Well, the thing is, we didn't start Legion's Con. Jeremy actually did. And that was before he was an employee. And we thought, oh, that's kind of cool that he's starting up a Legion's Con thing. But realistically, it's kind of the way we've always been. We just figured that it would go a little while and then would fizzle out. And it's not fizzling out. It's doing really well. So kudos to Jeremy.
That's kind of what I thought about this 24-hour live stream. I thought I'd fizzle out by now, but still doing all right.
So Jeremy, you weren't on here when we were doing show and tell earlier. So what have you got there to show and tell?
Yeah, what do you got, Jeremy?
He's got all that space behind him. Look at that. Look at that great new setup that he's got.
Starting to fill up.
Look at that. It's like a museum back there.
Now, how do you feel about the white, Jeremy? It seems so different than the color that you had before in your room. Well, it was a different color, wasn't it? Like a black or a...
Yeah, it was darker. The old house was darker. So it's actually kind of almost like a light blue over here. You can see it. It looks white on camera, but it's actually more of like a lightish blue. I'm fine with it. I have some new bookcases that I've built and a couple more I'm building today. I actually went with white bookcases as opposed to, the black, because I felt like they showed the figures better. A
little bit of a weird flex that your show and tell is your whole freaking new house.
I'll show this. I showed this the other day.
Oh, that's nice.
So
that's right.
This is one of my recent pickups. So this is from
awesome.
Mondo. They recently kind of quietly dropped a bunch of sold out items back in the store, a bunch of the Masters of the Universe figures. And this is an Urban Aztecs piece by Jesse Hernandez. I thought it was just really cool. I really liked this particular colorway, the blue one.
Me too.
And it was selling for quite a bit more, almost like 3 times what it originally retailed for on eBay. So when they dropped this, I was super excited to pick this up. This just came back. This was waiting for me here when I got back from Toylanta.
Well, I love when that happens.
That's awesome.
Hoth is asking, did you build your house?
Sorry?
Hoth the Basher was asking, did you build this house?
No, I bought it. I didn't. This is not. I don't think I have the mental patience to deal with a fresh build.
I've been hearing a lot recently that building a house might be a way to go rather than, just buying one the way finances are nowadays. So I've been considering buying one, but actually just having it built.
The problem that I've heard about building is that, like, if you contract with a builder and you've got a certain budget and everything, they'll tell you, okay, well, you've got X amount of dollars for, appliances. And then you go to get appliances and you really almost can't even get a reasonable amount of appliances for that. So inevitably you go over budget. And what I've heard from a couple people that have built recently is by the time you're done, you've spent so much more than you anticipated, because to try to stay in budget, you would have had to cut so many corners that you're just like, I don't want to do this. So
yeah,
you got to budget 20-25% over if you want anything that, you know.
Yeah, we had a list of things that we really wanted in a new property, and we were in no rush to find it. So we looked for about a year, and this particular house had everything on our wish list, with the exception of my wife wanted goats, and having like an outbuilding for goats.
Didn't come with goats?
One thing we didn't get.
I have had goats. They are fun in that, you know, it's cute to have them around, but they do not smell nice. Like when you walk out in your backyard, you immediately get hit by a goat.
Yep.
Yeah, my sister had some too. They ate everything.
Yeah.
Including garbage that blows in their pen.
Yeah.
They make those annoying bah, bah, bah. I grew up on a farm. I'm so sick of listening to that. I never heard a goat again the rest of my life. Well, I'd have to start hanging out with Jesse, but you know.
So talking about the hotels back we were talking about a minute ago, the growth of the studio, we kind of see it by the more frequency of the waves and the figures and the surprises and stuff. Are you guys happy with the growth of the studio? Like, you know, you don't want it too big? I mean, can you speak on that? Like, how do you guys feel about the growth of your studio?
I mean, it has grown pretty steadily over the past couple of years. And right now we have such an amazing crew. Unless things, you know, really keep blowing up more, I don't really think that we need a whole lot more people. We're kind of actually, Jeremy has talked about potentially getting another person in for some marketing because he's lazy, doesn't really do anything.
Chief Delegation Officer coming at you.
And I've been thinking about potentially getting somebody else in for project management for all the outside projects we're doing now. We're having a lot come in lately.
I volunteer my.
What's your email?
Well, I would like to actually have Joe in on that, but he's way too busy with everything else he's doing. Joe's like our everyman.
Certified project management professional with 15 years of supply chain experience and 30 years of manufacturing.
Nice. And you have a good eye for the stuff that we do. So
he's overqualified.
No,
overqualified.
You can just pay him in mythics. It's fine.
Cornboy's going to get inundated with resumes right after
that. You know, honestly, I'm not
that
too,
on a live. Should I have? Huh?
I'm not too kidding. Not kidding too much, because in the next year to 3, I plan on retiring from my full-time job, and looking for that next step in life.
Nice.
No, you know it means you can't be first in line then.
That's fine. I can. That's a risk I'll have to take.
Would you work for action figures?
Yes. If I'm retired, and that was, yes, absolutely. Because one of my friends asked me the other day, "What are you going to do when you retire?" I'm like, I don't know. Maybe get a part-time job at a toy store.
You should start your own toy store.
Yeah, but then that would be a full-time job. No, I want to retire on my terms.
Gotcha. So Kevin asked, any worries about warehouse space and other wave timing when Bay comes in?
I mean, warehouse space is always a challenge.
Perpetually.
The thing with Beyithyrr is we've already said that we're not making extras. So it's not a situation where they're going to come in and we've got to store them. I mean, they're going to come in, they're going to get put somewhere temporarily, and then the shipping team is immediately going to start getting those out. And, you know, one of the nice things, the reason we're able to get all ins out so quickly is because there's no pick and pack. Slap a label on it, get it out. Because these are all coming individually packaged, the shipping time should actually be pretty good, because it's just going to be slapping labels on existing boxes.
So there you go, Brett. You got a job with Cookie shipping.
Yeah, Cookie says he'll take you. Bring your back brace and show up at 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Hey, Greg.
Yes.
Just one thing I would love to jump back to real quick. You know,
Sure, yes,
Cornboy mentioned Legions Con and the start of Legions Con and how I started it. I'd be remiss if I didn't point out, you know, my partner, Joe Viteri, in Legions Con. I'm not, you know, I don't have experience in show promotion prior to Legions Con. That is Joe's bread and butter. He's been doing that for years in the New Jersey area. So partnering together with Joe really is what made Legions Con what it is. But Cornboy talks about that first year, and it's for those who weren't at that first year. I mean, it was not only tied into ToyCon New Jersey, it was an after-hours event. ToyCon ended at 5, and then Legions Con was from 5 to 8 in like a little side room that was basically the size of a classroom. That's what they use it for at the PAL now, a little classroom. And if you think about the presence that Full Horseman Studios has at Legions Con now, last year they had, you know, we had an entire room that was a walk-in store. We have all the displays and the giant characters. It's absolutely incredible. If you've never been to Legions Con, it is something to see for sure. That first year, they literally had a handful of prototypes on the table at ToyCon that they picked up and moved into the other little classroom and put on the table. There wasn't anything being sold at Legions Con that wasn't, you know, they sold it at ToyCon. So it was just the guys hanging out behind the table, Cornboy walking around with his girlfriend, checking out the handful of displays that were there. It was such a cool vibe, and it built to what we have today. But it is really amazing to think that in the like 6 years that we've been doing this, how much growth we've seen from that very, very small first year. Not only the show itself, but genuinely the studio's involvement and what we are now able to bring to the fans.
Right. Yeah, because I mean, if it wasn't for the amazing stuff that they were creating, there would be no need to have, you know, so it kind of
where it starts.
Where it starts, absolutely.
Somebody's
being humble.
Yes, somebody's trying to open a bag of something.
I'm sorry. I just remembered that I had a bag full of Glyos stuff from Toylanta over there.
I knew it was you, Cornboy, but I will never mute you, sir.
Is that the stuff you were throwing on? Is that the stuff you were throwing on the ground for see how long I'd keep picking it up?
Whenever I am in a meeting or just talking in general or whatever, I got to have something to like fidget with to kind of focus. I don't know why. It doesn't take my focus away from this. It actually helps more to kind of fidget around with things. I don't know what this is, but this just happened to be laying on my desk. It's pretty cool, whatever it is.
Spoiler.
So I've been fidgeting with that too.
Wait, what is it? Can we see it again?
Looks like a ratchet.
Anybody know what that is? It's metal.
That goes to my air conditioning.
It's Jim's paperweight.
I just got to say, with everything that you guys have done over the years, all the different toy lines that you've worked on, bringing this one from start to where it is with Mythic Legions, Cosmic Legions, Figure Obscura, this dragon now. To me, the most impressive thing that you guys have done is to take, for thousands of people, make New Jersey a vacation spot.
Right?
That's really
so accurate.
Yeah, to where people have marked on their calendars and like the first of the year starts and they get their vacation days, and the first thing they do is book a week in November for New Jersey. And I don't know. I don't want to speak for everybody
proudly
else.
tell people that that's where they're going.
Yeah, when I tell people at my work that I've booked a vacation for Jersey in November, they're like, "Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's not a place that you want to go in the summertime. It's not a place that you want to go in the wintertime. You just happen to be going in late fall. That's weird.
Yeah.
I live out here. People still ask why.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
Hey guys, I'm going to bounce off right now. I'm going to open up the spot so someone else can jump on, but I'll be on the other live streams throughout the day with more updates.
One final last update on numbers.
You got any updates?
Yeah, could we get a quick update?
Let's see.
I'm going to drop to.
You can live up to the live updates.
Okay, Matt. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, brother.
So,
I want to hear the
Bye,
update
Matt.
first, though. I want to hear the update.
cool.
I had reported when we started that we were at 3,552. We're at 3,579.
Nice.
Yep.
We're getting
So-
there.
That's awesome.
Moving the numbers.
How many is that away from the 4,000?
So we've done 27 in the
421.
time that I've been here
Wow.
on the call. And let's see.
421, right?
If that 4,000,
421, you got it.
if that 4,000 hits, I'm going to have to get another dragon.
421.
Thank you, Jeremy.
I'm thinking
Thank you,
about
Jeremy.
getting another one right now.
We
Yeah.
appreciate
Have a
it.
good day, Jeremy.
I'm
Thank
going,
you.
guys.
Bye, Jeremy.
Bye-bye.
See you guys. I'll be watching on and off.
All right, Matt. Thank
Yeah,
you,
Matt.
buddy.
Bye, Matt.
Appreciate you.
Real quick, if it's okay, Shmerb, just to kind of talk about the next segment that we've got.
Yeah,
It is,
yeah, go for it, man.
It's going to be on the Art by Ackerman channel as well as the Legion's Ladies. We're dual streaming it, and we're going to be talking about customizing the dragon. So I've got a post out there in the Cabal. If there's anybody watching this now, if you have plans for customizing one of these dragons, let me know. We'd love to get you on and kind of talk about what your ideas are for customizing this thing. So
Absolutely. That's a great idea. I can't wait to watch that. Very cool, man.
Yep.
Oh, and what time is that?
That is 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Eastern
time on there. Sorry.
So yeah, it's right after this one ends. But I just in the meantime, like I said, I want to get an idea of anybody. I knew Eric Miller's customizing one. I'm customizing one, and I wanted to get an idea of anybody else out there that is that wants to come on and talk. So
that'll be good. I'll look forward to that.
Absolutely. And we got some free spots now if anyone else wants to jump on.
Yeah, I said 4,000 about the time Latin Legions comes on at 3, but could be before that.
Man, we are trucking.
I bought the wing sets that I had made some deals with people for. So I got 3 wing sets, 2 add-ons, and another dragon.
How many you got total?
3 all-ins and then some extras.
Nice. Fist bump. Yeah, I think I need a fire set. Brett, would you sell me one of your fire sets?
Second fire set?
Yeah.
So I might need a little enabling here.
Just the flames or the figure too?
The figure too.
Oh.
Buy another one, Curtis.
Yeah, buy another, Curtis.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. So I've got two. I've got 2 ordered, right? I've got one to just display as is. I got one to customize, but the idea for customizing is something I want myself. So now I'm starting to think maybe I need a third one to customize just to like bring to Legion's Con and sell as a custom.
Ooh.
Can someone send Carlo the link?
Sure, I can send it to him.
Please.
Yeah.
Thank
so
you.
I don't know. What do you guys think? Is that it? I mean, buying a dragon is already expensive enough. Buying a custom dragon, is that something that somebody you go to Legion's Con?
Work, man.
I mean,
there's going to be somebody who's going to buy that, though, man.
Probably
You know what
Brett,
I mean?
right?
I mean, I sold a custom this past year for more than what this dragon is. So it's not out of the realm for price wise, but size wise, it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, just ask Brett what color he wants right now, and commit to it. And
Put
then
your order in.
I don't know. I'm kind of liking the colors on Stavros's head.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was going to be there. But
I
it's
didn't
like,
either. It's like a green charcoal with those iridescent colors coming out.
Yeah, I didn't even know that was there. There wasn't a lot of shots of the figure, right? On Big Bad Toy Store.
No,
I think they used their in-house guy, didn't they?
I took
Not
the one
there
in the back, but
yeah, I can't
we
get
did
it.
turns for this. I think we did turns for it really quick, but yeah, it wasn't a lot of time.
Let's see here.
I'm trying to send that, but it's like
Hold
it's
on,
like
we
giving
got
me a
Jesse
really
and
long
Corn Boy.
Oh,
That's giving me a
there's
really
Turkey.
long
Yeah,
link.
Jesse.
Greg, you might have to send it yourself. I'm not sure.
Okay. Hey, Jesse.
Good morning, fellas. What's going on, man?
Jesse?
How are you?
I'm here. I'm good. I'm happy. I'm putting together slideshows for the final segment.
Yeah, I was trying to do that.
I'm gonna finish up my trivia.
You say you're happy?
Did I?
Did you? I think you did.
Sure.
Okay, cool. That just means that you didn't watch Offworld. Cool.
I never go back. If I'm not on Offworld, I don't watch it.
That would be my suggestion too.
Yeah, good idea.
For sure.
I'm curious now. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, don't be curious.
Come on, guys, help me out here. Talk amongst yourselves while I'm trying to send a link to.
There you go, Joe.
I'm still trying to decide if I need to buy a third one to customize.
This guy works pretty well with Glyos. That's pretty cool right there.
Oh, nice. Sure, you do.
Interesting.
So that Smilodon is 1/12 scale, right?
I don't know.
That's what
man.
they
The
marketed
scales are
as.
all over the place. Yeah, I guess it is. But
And then, like,
but
most
it
of the
comes
I
with
bought
armor for the 1/18th scale figures, though. I think
It's marketed as 1/12 scale
it's
Smilodon.
1/12 scale.
Yeah.
But it has
Like,
the
it's a
1/18th
monster
figure that
size.
goes-
Yeah, so they kind of have
Yeah,
it as
exactly.
like a monster size for for the
Oh,
1/18 stuff.
a Smog custom would be cool. That would be kind of cool. Smog tribute.
There's probably been a lot of different Smog interpretations.
But in this size dragon.
No, I mean like what kind of like color scheme, like what would you kind
Go
of
with the one with the cat head, Curtis.
Yeah, the cat head one we saw last night. Yeah, I'd probably do it straight from the movie, but Deathwing, I think somebody might have been talking about Deathwing from World of Warcraft. That'd be a great one. Maleficent, that might be the one that Eric's doing. I don't know that he confirmed what he's doing, but I think that might be it. So
Smilodon Populator, like that figure, is about 47 inches tall to the shoulder in historical measurements.
Okay, yeah. So
Darla just asked if I customized a dragon to bring to Legion's Con to sell, would there be enough room for her to still come to Legion's Con?
You got a roof rack, right?
Yeah.
For the dragon.
Yeah. For the dragon. Yeah.
Now Curtis is just going to paint the dragon to look like Darla, so we don't get suspicious.
Put a wig on it, sit it at the table.
That's awesome.
Some capes in its claws.
I love you too, honey.
Yeah, I can't wait to see all the different customs of the dragon. It's going to be amazing.
I mean, it's definitely an undertaking. It's not something that anybody's gonna, whip out quickly. That's for sure.
Joe's got a dragon behind him.
I think that's a cat.
Cats are very dragon.
Hey, it's Chris.
Oh,
demon behind him, not dragon.
No, that's a dragon and a demon.
No, the one right behind your head.
Oh man, what
here?
you got there? Some eggs and ketchup? What do you got
Yeah,
there?
that's the only way to live, baby.
Hey, Chris, when are all those biblical toys due to arrive in port?
Talk amongst yourselves.
Did he just say Schmerber a bunch of times?
I thought I heard that. Yeah. There you go. When in doubt, speak my language.
When in doubt, Smurf it out.
He said, everything in good time. Patience is a virtue.
That is what he said.
Yeah.
Not right now. It isn't.
But they're definitely on their way still.
Would you like some
what a
matcha?
tiny little cup.
No, it's matcha tea.
Compared to Trevor's, yeah, everything is tiny.
Is that just like pureed concrete? Like, what is that?
Where's my camera? It's green matcha tea.
Oh no!
He's gone native on us, folks.
You ruined it. It is the best. It is the best.
Some Beyithyrr snot.
Right?
You're the dragon, so it's approved.
I'm so glad Jesse's awake.
Wasn't that last
coffee?
It was hard for me to stay awake without you, Jesse.
I'm sorry. I really wanted to. If I would have stayed up all night, I would have had to call off work tomorrow. And I
tomorrow?
can't do that.
Today?
Yeah. Yes, tomorrow. It's all right.
You stayed up all night?
Yes, I did. Well, me and Joe have been on the whole time.
Oh,
Yeah.
very nice, very nice. So,
Joe
you
and
trying to Cory Booker
Both
it?
of us, yeah.
You trying to Cory Booker it?
Sure. I don't know what that means, but
Curtis,
sure.
Curtis, he started fasting 3 days ago. And he hasn't had water since yesterday
Not
morning.
at all. I've already got a breakfast near me that I've been kind of picking on.
Wow. I feel like
I've
some eggs.
had this is my third of this size coffee, and I've got
a package of adult diapers.
I got 4 5-hour energy drinks here in case I need it. So,
See, Bill, the difference is he's sitting and eating and going to the bathroom
all at the same time.
Yeah,
He's got his portable bidet with him.
Has anybody ever heard of a Texas catheter?
Oh no.
That's what that big tumbler is for.
Right? Hey Jesse, did you answer in the chat hello about Beyithyrr's voice and what you thought it would sound like?
I said Liam Neeson.
Okay, yeah, that's right. I kind of jump on that one too.
Liam Neeson. Let's see. Can I channel my inner Liam Neeson? Let me think. I need to hear how he sounds. I can do it. I know I've done his voice before.
Can you say something about having a certain set of skills?
Yes.
A particular set
You know what? Well, here's the problem. It's going to come out of Sean Connery because that's going to always want to push out. You know, it's going to come out of Sean Connery. I have a certain set of skills. You know, it's like
right.
I mean, Sean Connery is a good dragon voice. So
he was a dragon, also, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm. Brave,
Braveheart, Ironheart,
Dragonheart,
Dragonheart.
some kind of heart. I don't know.
Freedom.
Kevin says Meryl Streep. Meryl Streep
Isn't
can do
she-
anything, right?
Isn't Meryl Streep gonna do Aslan in the new Narnia movie?
I read that.
Oh, really?
Or someone?
Wait, new Narnia? Is it a continuation or a remake?
They're doing Magician's Nephew, and Aslan is going to be voiced by a woman. Which, yeah, all right, whatever.
Yeah, you can do anything.
Were you saying that to them?
Woke.
I ain't watching it. That's it. I'm out.
Oh, brother.
I've been waiting my whole fucking life for those books to all be made into great movies.
See, you said that about Aslan being voiced by a woman. I just hear Darla from across the room go, "Ew."
See, all right, so it's not just me being, whatever. Okay,
no, you're not Stephen Bisciotti.
Nobody.
Like I get you want to flavor some stuff up from time to time. I get it. Do something new, but like some stuff just should be, you change it when you change it.
But they were books. There was no.
That was solid wisdom. You change it when you change it. I can appreciate that.
Right? Like the whole thing. Like when they talk about observers going out into nature, like you're changing it just by being there. It's true.
It is, unless you set up a camera and then you look at it from a distance.
From a distance.
From a distance.
Is this a good point in the show for me to say that I'm stupid?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm stupid, and this happens a lot. But I had not opened up a Scourge because I was like, I've got a Rakagor, I got Kragnar. Scourge just doesn't impress me that much. This thing's freaking awesome, man.
Right?
I just opened it, and man, it's really cool.
So what makes him what is he more awesome than a Rakagor or Stavros?
I don't know that he's more awesome, but I think he's as awesome.
None are more awesome than a Rakagor because that was named after Kara. So shut your mouth.
There you go.
It's still really cool though. Like it's a lot cooler than I thought it would be.
Was that a scoop? Did we know that?
Yeah.
Wait, wrong channel. Sorry.
That's all I wanted. That's all I wanted.
No, I think the colors. I mean, the base figure is freaking amazing, but I think it's the colors that really. Well, I love the soft goods on this one, Bill.
By the way, if anybody's seen any of my videos, this is my Scourge with
nice
parts from the half giant and the.
Bill, we've seen.
I'm using that soft goods set on my Shadow Equidron. It's a cool one. I like that.
Yeah, it's nice. It's kind of perfect for this.
Yeah.
Wasn't it for like a Storm figure or something?
It was for Ares.
Yeah.
Injustice DC Ares, which is a much smaller figure than this, but this like it is perfect size.
I love that one.
Wow.
I don't think they make that anymore because that Ares figure is no longer around. But yeah, it works well.
Fits perfectly.
And it's got a little skull.
Oh yeah, I love anything with chains too. I'm down with the chains.
Greg likes whips and chains.
Yeah,
I'm down with the sickness.
BBS. That's the sound. Clicking on the chain.
Somebody in the background.
Oh.
Where do I get that cape?
It was a Max Bird, but I don't think they sell it anymore. You might be able to find it on eBay though.
Yeah, it's probably not gonna be something you'll find.
I've actually
put it out in a group, maybe. Say anybody got it available.
Yeah, I've actually got
Storm
two
group.
of them, but I don't
You
know
also have
either.
Probably Joseph Connors could probably make you one too.
Yep.
I would think.
Maybe not.
Yeah,
with
it's not.
skull,
It's
but,
not some
yeah.
kind of crazy. It's just a cape with a thing around the.
But it's almost like I didn't know it needed soft goods until you see it with soft goods, and you're like,
right.
That.
I think I'm gonna have Darla make me a like a wool cloak with a hood for these dragons.
There you go. There you
That
go.
paladin cloak that C. Jessam did looks so amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. Beefy.
Yeah, the problem is that I don't have C. Jessam money, but I do have Darla Ackerman money.
Yeah.
So
Also,
hey, I'm with you, Curtis.
Oh, that's the CJ one there.
Yeah.
The only thing with that one is it doesn't come with there's no holes for the pauldrons, right?
You can put them in, but
yeah,
that means you have to cut it. So
that is beautiful. It's beautiful.
So what's up with that hand? Where'd that come from?
Yeah, what's up with that?
that's
man?
from a magic set. It's like one of those 5K toys. It came from like a magic set, like a set of magic
we had a scoop
effects, and man, it fits like perfectly.
That's
on
awesome.
There, so, yeah,
Except that he has too many fingers, but yeah.
Yeah, now he's got
it's magic.
Details,
It's not his real
details.
hand. It's a magic hand.
Yeah.
To
So-
the magic hand.
I gotta say though, I still feel like Stavros is wearing a hockey jersey. Like as I keep looking at it, I keep
what is
seeing
that?
hockey.
Swapped Arachagor's.
Sorry, I was
Hey,
trying
we
to
got-
get you off of
Pins and
solo.
gauntlets for the chest.
Got,
So you just wait on that Chris one. Is he just saying that he swapped the Arachagor armor and the Scourge armor? Is that what he's saying?
Oh, hey.
What did you do, Chris?
He just exchanged. Would that look better?
Did a little swappy swaps.
I was gonna say the red on that blue might make it really, really pop now.
Blue
that I
on
think
blue,
about it.
right?
Oh, the blue for the blue rat. Oh, that is cool. I like that. I might have to do that. Hey.
Now I feel like I want to take apart my different Dragoseers and put them back together and just see what looks
Yeah.
best.
I'm going to get Arachagor. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I untucked his side things, so it was kind of less.
I like the
jersey.
silhouette of that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a little more like a stately.
Yeah, it looks better that way, I think, than having them
It's
tucked
more like
into
a
the belt.
surcoat now.
Right, like a
Than-
surcoat.
Yeah.
So Chris
All
said
right.
popping those feet off was a pain. Yeah, I'd rather it be a pain to get them off versus them coming off too easily and having standing issues.
Absolutely.
That's kind of what happened with my Scourge. His one foot keeps popping off.
I'm finding that Stavros stands a lot better for some reason.
So I hadn't stood up in a while, and certain things were sticking to other certain things. So
Nice.
Thanks, Curtis.
Appreciate that update.
no problem.
So, yeah,
Vital
I can talk
news.
about
Yeah.
Vital news.
Sometimes even though it's the same exact pieces, there's different things that could affect it when it's injected, if the temperature is slightly different or if the weather is slightly different. It could affect the plastic, especially the PVC mostly. Depends on when it's popping out of the molds too. If it's when they're taking the pieces out, if it's too hot, let's say, and it stretches, it only needs to get deformed by that tiny little bit, and then that cavity that was like that is just a hair different now. So a lot of factors when it comes to mass production,
And
unfortunately.
now we can talk production with Chris. Yes.
Brett,
What is
and
Chris's
then I
favorite
Brett, and then I got one.
part? What is your favorite part, Chris, of the whole production process? Don't say shipping the figures because that's too easy.
Say the torso. Say the torso. Your favorite part of the.
It's tough because each part has its own intricacies, and each part is interesting. I mean, gosh, you start with obviously sending over the files and then working on the digital files, separating out parts, making sure things go together the way they're supposed to, or like on a head where if the jaw has to be removed, you want to make sure you're following like that sculpted detail so that it's as seamless as possible when they put it together. Even the injection phase is very interesting, especially when they're doing more complicated parts, even insert tooling, you know, and watch them pop the discs and joints in. And then when it comes out, it's all, you know, together, and they, you know, pop everything out. Now they have some automated injection machines, but it's expensive, and it's only for certain things right now, which I just saw last time I was there, which is really cool. Deco is amazing because it's amazing just to see them do this on a, you know, mass produced level, doing the same thing over and over, but making it look organic or mechanical. I mean, even both ways. When it's mechanical, it needs to be very clean. When it's organic, it needs to not be clean. You know, it needs to just be, you know, just natural, which that's the hardest thing with production because they love mechanical.
Yep.
So natural, organic is much, much harder.
Yeah. One of my college jobs was working at Lionel Trains.
Oh, cool.
And, you know, the raw pellets would come in one end, it would hit the injection molding, the shells would go to another assembly line. And I sat in front of a pad printer and just went, boom, boom, next piece.
Even
boom, boom.
even watching the pad print is cool because it's, so you got the pad print and now you got the digital print, right? And it kind of, you know, different side of the same coin. Is that what they're saying, right?
Yeah.
So lining it up is the most difficult and time-consuming thing. You know, making sure that it's lined up exactly where it needs to be so that pad print hits every time. Especially if you're doing like eyes or something, you need to like.
It has to align on the tool that holds it in place, or the fixture, jig, whatever you want to call it.
Right,
so
and
repeatable.
when you're doing that, you might have a different jig for each eye too. And then when you have PVC, you always have minuscule kind of deformation. So sometimes you get ahead where the eye is just, you know, you have whatever 90 out of 100 eyes are perfect, and then 10 out of 100, 5 out of 100, that eye is off by just a hair, and he looks like he's wall-eyed or cross-eyed.
Yeah, because it translates over that from that scale. It just, like you right now. No, I'm just kidding. Love you, buddy.
You know, some of them are looking like this.
That's some glorious hair right there, man.
This is balding and greasy hair.
But I find the manufacturing to be
I need to manufacture some hair roots right here. That's what I need to manufacture.
Curtis, did you say you had a question for Chris?
Yeah, I do.
Go for it, buddy.
So earlier when CB was on, I asked him a question that he didn't really say yes or no to, but he did say that you would probably kill him. So I'm going to pose the same question to you. You know, back in the days of the old Matty collector days, you know, folks would pay a monthly subscription fee, and then they would just get figures every month or every other month. Do you ever see a scenario where that could work for you guys in any form or fashion, that if for folks like us that we just get everything anyway, that we could just pay like a monthly fee and then just get figures delivered to us?
Not with the tariffs right now, that's for sure. That subscription fee just went up.
Yeah.
You know what? What did CB say about it?
He said that you guys would probably kill him just trying to get something out on a regular basis and having it like, you know, I guess like the commitment of it.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Unless we were not beholden to a schedule. Because, you know, production schedule is what it is. Production schedule going to do what production schedule will do, you know? It's like you do have delays. Some stuff's early, some stuff's late. I mean, it's good to have a schedule, but to keep that schedule is almost impossible. And that's why, like, you know, even for Hasbro, you'll see stuff that's pre-order for like a year from now, which is insane. Like, what? Why? If it was stuff where the only way I can see it happening,
okay, for let me give you an example. Like Figure Obscura, right? So like let's say that we know on average we're gonna get, let's say 4, maybe 5 Figure Obscura a year. Let's up it to, let's say 6. Let's say we're gonna get 6
every
Figure
other
Obscura.
month.
And we say, hey, instead of just buying these Figure Obscuras every time that they drop, and we're gonna pay the same amount anyway, let's just budget that for the year. Say, here's how much we're gonna give you every month, and whenever the Figure Obscura is ready, you just send it to us.
That sounds like a pre-order, if you ask me.
Kind of, but we're doing it blindly, right? Like we don't know.
That's the thing too. I mean, there's a lot of variables in there. People like the in stock a lot because it's like, especially Figure, because it's one figure, maybe 2. You know, it's in stock. It's immediate gratification versus, you know, a pre-order, which could be 6 months, a year, 2 years, you know, depending.
The one thing I'll disagree, just as an admin in the cabal, is that and I'm sure you guys hear it too, is, man, they just picked the wrong time to do this. If they would have dropped this last week or 2 weeks from now or whatever. Whereas if you're paying a monthly fee, I mean, hell, people do it with their Netflix subscription all the time, right? They subscribe to this thing and then they don't watch it for 2 years, you know? Yeah. So you just kind of pay it and forget it. And it's a lot easier than something just dropping on you and you got to come up with it right then or there.
I don't know if it would appeal to everybody, but just parts would be kind of cool too. You know what I mean? Like like a torso, and then you get some legs, or maybe you get a couple of parts. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. That's cool.
Advent calendar.
An advent. I'm not going to say anything about that, but like a monthly armory experience.
Ooh. Hey, Chris, I have a question along those same lines. If you don't, Bill, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, and that's what Toy Pizza is doing with these buy every other month. I forget if that's bi-monthly, like every other month. So you subscribe for the Patreon for $30 a month, and then every other month you get a 2-figure shipment. This is what it is. I don't want to show it because some people don't have it yet, but it's like the coolest thing that I've kind of like hopped in on in the past year. It's so cool to just know, like, every couple months you're just gonna get this shipment of something unique that's like this surprise thing, and then you're gonna be in this community of people who kind of like receive this surprise all at once. It's a very cool. I think the action figure it's actually called the action figure of the Millennium Club, is like one of the coolest things out there right now in collecting.
Yeah, I didn't know
it might just be
interesting.
It might just be too small an audience though for what.
And that's
I mean, it's doable because it is. Yeah, it might be.
Yeah, like Brick said, it sounds like a savings account. Save your money, and then when they come out with a figure, buy it. You know,
I mean,
do it the hard way. Unfortunately, we found out that some people cannot do that. Right?
You guys could put Brian Burke on it. Brian and Emil. I think they're working on something. Don't they have a monthly box, right?
Yeah, they do those things too.
Just put those guys on it.
Yep.
Yeah. No, you take that money. Here's what you do. You take that money that you would have spent for the year. You put it in a money market account, make about $5 off of it, and then when the toys come out, you pay it out.
Buy yourself
$5 extra.
Buy some stocks, then you'll have to sell something else.
$5 extra will cover.
I'm just going to route some direct deposit money to the studio.
All right,
that way.
That might
just allocate it directly from your payee, straight from the payee, like straight from work. It just goes
like child support. Can you guys
take it out
set
before
up a child support account?
It
just automatically takes it out of my.
I like the way you're thinking, Joe.
Yeah, anybody that's watching this, here's what you do. You just start banking 4 Horsemen gift cards. All right, every time you got a little extra money, you just bank 4 Horsemen gift cards. Keep it in your email account, and then as soon as the stuff drops, you're like, man, I wish I had the money. You go, oh yeah, I do, and then you just go use it.
$25 a week, just like once. Just Curtis, be disciplined with it, and you'll be ready to go.
Yeah.
Curtis mentioned that like a couple months ago. I've yet to get into the routine because, well, they keep coming out with more stuff for me to buy.
Yeah.
Like, Chris, I'm not even getting the chance to invest.
Oh yeah, I think he's pretty accurate.
Sorry, I'm
Hey,
giving
Chris, I have a question.
art tips to my daughters. Like, actually, hold on 1 second because I gotta get Kara ready for soccer. Give me 1 sec. I'll be right back.
All right, you got it.
Put me in the green
Yeah,
room.
as I was saying, you have that just direct taken out of your paycheck, just plastic security. It would be
absolutely
a whole new program.
Money in
I'd
a
be
sock.
willing to
Just put
dedicate
money in a
like
sock.
20% off my paycheck.
Yeah, under the mattress.
Now, then
Under
you
the mattress.
accidentally throw that sock out and you're screwed.
Yeah,
How
don't
do I
put
get
it
my
in the
sock
wrong
money?
sock.
I
That
just-
could be
Or
awkward.
it gets lost
right.
like every other sock.
Where do you keep your
Sock?
money?
What?
In the Ferengi. Where do you keep your money?
Yeah,
In the computer.
there's always money in the Ferengi.
That
You know, all
Ferengi's
those
awesome.
CD-ROM drives computers don't use anymore. You just insert the cache there; it'll make it to the internet.
CD-ROM. You mean
I
the cup
remember.
holders?
I remember when I was a kid, my dad would tell me stories about when like TV switched over from being free to being pay TV, and when he was younger, he used to think that pay TV meant you had to go put money in your TV for your TV to work.
That's awesome.
Because that was what they called it. They called it pay
I can't
TV.
find the slot.
Yeah,
It's just like a vending machine. Damn it.
yeah. You gotta play with that dollar. I really want to finish watching I Love Lucy. That's crazy.
I hope I'm not the only one buying a Ferengi bank after this is over.
Dude, I know I want one. I wasn't even a Ferengi fan, but that's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you rub its ears and it makes you more money?
I got that at a Star Trek convention in probably 2001. It's pretty old.
I think it's awesome that you put just what you just said, just silver dollars in there.
Well, there's a lot of other coins in there, but it's the most of the weight is from the dollar coins, probably around
The
15,
Sacagaweas.
20 years. Yeah, the Sacagaweas, like around 15 years ago ish or so. Back when the train still took cash, and you would stick a $10 in, and it was like right when those came out, and it was just spitting out those dollar coins as change.
Annoying. Because then they'd weigh you down.
Right? Yeah.
I gotta have to say
Pockets
the
are heavy.
times I've traveled to Boston and used the T versus the crap mass transit system we have here in Maryland, I envy your transit system.
I'm on the blue line. I'm actually a little bit off the blue line, but like the stop in my town is on the blue line, and the blue line's awesome. It's like it's still got like relatively new trains and it runs well. But the last few years, it's been bad. There's been a lot of fires on the trains. There's been a ton of delay. It's actually gotten kind of a lot worse in the last few years.
It's been over a
still not
decade
bad.
since I've been there, so
Yeah.
maybe they're just catching up to where Baltimore's at.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark, you kind of missed it. Did you have anything for show and tell, man? Anything you want to show off?
Oh, honestly, I'm playing with this right here, which is
What you got?
the SH Figure Arts final swing suit from No Way Home.
I canceled that, and I should have got one.
Dude, this thing is so. I mean, on my screen, like seeing myself on your screen, it's very bright blue, and I know it looks shiny, but in hand, it's actually very metallic looking. The blue,
Yeah, it's coming across as metallic.
Okay, yeah.
I love the
because
split eyes too. I think that's badass.
oh yeah, I have the tightened eyes on it. Yeah, it's this is just so much fun. I've had it for quite a while, but we were going to the park yesterday. And letting our daughter run around. And so I took this guy along with all of his accessories, which is always I'm always leery of doing that because I'm like, I'm going to lose a hand. I just know it. Haven't yet, though, and did a pose video. So I've been playing with this. It's just, it poses so well. I mean, this thing is just like, I mean, forget maximum profit Spider-Man. I mean, just spend your money and get an SHF or a Mayfax, but yeah, this thing is like so dope. Like you could just get him in like some really crazy crunched up poses. And I have this little next door neighbor. His name is Julian, and Julian is about he's about 4 years old, and I like to go outside in the evenings and like grab a figure and just go sit out and pose it. And he always, when he sees me outside, he's like, "That's my best friend," and he runs over and he loves Spider-Man. And he always wants to know if I have a Spider-Man figure, and he just wants to take it and play with it and run around with it. And if it's a Marvel Legends, I'll let him like just run around the yard and throw it around and play with it. But if it's something like this, like I'm just like, no, you can't run around with this one. You can check it out. But,
yeah.
But now he started putting in requests. Like I saw him yesterday morning as we were leaving to go run errands, and And he said, "Can you come out and play?" That's what he said. "Can you come out and play?" And I was like, well, "I got to leave right now, but when I come back," I said, "What do you want me to bring out?" And he goes, "Miguel O'Hara." And I'm like, "You got it." Like he's 4, but he knows these names, man. He knows the Spider-Man characters. So
awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's my little buddy.
I'm sending you a box soon, so if I've got any Spider-Mans, I will donate those to
Oh, he would love that. He would love that. Oh, and also I have like tattoos on the inside of my arms. And I always pick with him. I always like, when you're getting your first tattoo, because his dad's got tattoos all the way down. He's got full sleeves. I said, "When are you getting your first tattoo?" And the other day he come running up. I'll send you the picture, Greg, so you can see it. Okay. He came running up and he had a little rub-on tattoo or a little water transfer tattoo, and he put it on the inside of his arm where I have mine, where mine is. And he came running up. He goes, I got a tattoo. And I'm like, "Did it hurt?" And he goes, "Nah, I'm good." Hey, it did hurt. It did hurt.
That's adorable.
And, yeah, that's my little buddy.
Before I forget, I wanted to ask everyone future cons that everyone's going to be attending. And let's start with Brett.
I wanted to go to Chicago, but unfortunately that's the same day as ToyCon New Jersey. So ToyCon, Lehigh, Shop the Curiosity, Maryland. I actually been tinkering around with the idea of going up to Canada for the hell of it.
Woo!
RetroCon, ToyCon again, and
awesome.
Definitely Legions Con again.
Nice. Mr. Ackerman, how about you, buddy? Wow.
Legions Con, obviously, but I don't see it on here that I guess Four Horsemen aren't going to be there, but I'm trying to make it to Jolanta, which I believe is in September, but I don't see it on this list. So,
okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Joe G.
Legions Con, and then
I can't wait to see you again, buddy.
Oh yeah, maybe Decon, because it's within driving distance for me.
Yeah.
I wanted to go last year, but I spent too much money at Legions Con. And
see, that's the problem. If it wasn't so close, Joe, I'd fly out there for that one.
Yeah, it's just I couldn't. I just overdid it last year, but it was also my first year. I'm thinking I won't go as crazy this year, so maybe I'll go check out Decon after Legions Con. But that's it for me. I live in the middle of nowhere, so
and I get to see Cookie at all those shows. Yay!
Yeah. Kevin's saying it's Joe Fest. I thought
it's two different ones.
Okay.
There's Joe Fest, Jolanta.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Joe Fest, I believe, is it's further away than Jolanta for me. So
yeah, Jolanta is in Atlanta, Georgia, and then Joe Fest is in Augusta, Georgia. So
yeah,
the Masters.
Yeah. So one of them, I think the Joe Fest is like 10 hours, and I want to say Jolanta is like 8 hours for me.
Okay, Mr. Williams.
I'm gonna try and get to Shop the Curiosity. I haven't been able to get there yet. IshCon's probably it's not too far from me. A little bit of a drive. IshCon, I probably won't get to IshCon this year because there's a lot going on. I got a lot of cons going to the Star Wars celebration. And
I can't wait for that. Hey, can you pick me up that Star Wars?
I was going to ask.
Nope. Han and Luke.
No.
Me.
Gotta get the stuff back, man. I already picked up. I'm picking up like 2 Hot Toys. I don't know where the hell
less underwear.
Hey, just buy me the Black Series Ronin and Droid and mail it from there, and I'll be good.
Oh, okay.
The Han and Luke
that shipping from Japan won't be expensive.
I don't care. I don't care if it guarantees me getting
filling out forms in Japanese shouldn't be hard.
We're worth it. Yeah, that Han
San Diego. I'll be at San Diego.
Nice.
I don't know about RetroCon. Maybe it's maybe New Jersey ToyCon probably. New York Comic Con definitely, and of course Legions Con.
Of course,
a lot of cons, man. A lot of cons.
Mr. Janowski, how about you, sir?
I will be at Shop the Curiosity, and then
also 5 points.
Yeah, 5 points. Four Horsemen is going to be at 5 points. Not on this list yet, so maybe it's not 100%, but 5 Points Festival is, I have the card right here, June 7th and 8th in Beacon, New York, which is probably like a half hour west of Danbury, which is where the Shop the Curiosity is.
Okay.
So it's out that way. It's in New York, but it's right over the line.
I miss
there.
the East Coast, man.
And I mean, I think that's it. Of course, I'll go to Legion's Con. But I mean, if I'm feeling, a little energetic, maybe I'll try to come down to ToyCon. I don't think I have any plans. It'll just be a down and up. But I don't think I have any plans that weekend. I mean, obviously the weekend before is Easter, which is huge. Like it's this Greek Easter is the same Easter this year, so that's like a huge weekend for us.
Mhm.
And then the following week is my vacation. So, I might have some energy to just do a day trip down and back up.
Yeah, I'd love to see you out there. And Jesse?
I will be at Lehigh Valley Show with Wolf King right next to the...
Whoa.
Sorry, I thought I had muted it.
Admin, can I get a mute?
Curtis is like, excuse me, I got to vacuum real quick.
Yeah. Go ahead, Jesse. Sorry, buddy.
Hey, 24 hours of this.
Getting ready for 11 o'clock.
Get your chores done somehow.
Jesse, did you have any more? You're messing around. You're being funny, guy.
Jesse,
Lehigh Valley Show with Wolf King right next to the Four Horsemen Street Team. I'll be at Maryland doing the same thing. And where is it? RetroCon. And of course Legion's Con.
Of course.
And if I can make it to any of the other ones, I will try. But those ones I will be at working tables. So
I look forward to seeing you, man. Just reading people's different shows that they're going to here.
Where's that CCS? What is that?
When is Joe Fest? Do we know?
That is on the 21st
of
June.
Okay.
Joe Fest, end of June. Joe Lanta, end
Love to go to Fan Expo.
September.
End of September.
I'm considering it, Trevor. And if I were to go, I'd have to go up through New York. And
Oh, yeah?
yeah.
All right. Hit me up. That might be fun.
You got your passport?
Yep.
Well, obviously, you're going to Japan. Never mind.
Joe Fest is June 20th through the 22nd.
Okay.
I just renewed my passport, and it's so easy now because you can just take your own picture at home.
Yeah.
and like,
Don't they have like an app or something now?
I don't know. I just did it on my computer. It was super easy.
I love technology.
I thought I heard somebody say that they've got an app that you can just do it all like from the app.
Nice.
Chris says Curtis getting those pegs out of the feet is a bitch, ain't it?
Yeah, it really. Well, I haven't even done the ankle.
Hot water, man. I'm a hot water guy.
I was doing the shins first, but yeah.
I'm gonna check, guys.
Okay, man.
All right,
I appreciate Trevor.
Seeing you guys again. I'm sure
Thanks,
I'll see
Trevor.
you in a few hours.
Trevor.
I got some work to do.
Trevor.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just have to do it now. When I was getting Kara ready, I heard Bill talking about the I guess the train lines,
5 points.
subways.
Oh, the subway.
Yeah. I definitely need to get up there and check out that blue line.
Ooh.
I heard Bill say it 4 times in a row. I was losing my mind.
Never mind. I'll kick myself.
Before you go,
I'll
Trevor,
kick him.
for tonight, are we doing shelf selections? And if so, do you have some that you're wanting to send?
I will get some shelf selections. I'm sure I've got some things saved for other reasons, so I'll have those. And then I got to finish up my trivia, and we'll do trivia for a $50 gift certificate.
Can you send any pictures you have to me or Jesse within the next couple hours or so?
Yeah. Next
All
couple hours for sure.
Cool.
Yep.
Thank you.
Should I do that too?
Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. We didn't know if we were doing it because I didn't want you. But if you guys want to do it, then just shoot us some pictures.
Okay.
Hey, Trevor.
All right. Well, I guess I won't send that text now.
Trevor, you can take all those Japan exclusives. I'll give you my retailer in Japan. You give it to him. I'll hold on to them.
You'll hold on to them.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You don't have to
Great.
ship anything. I'll hold on to it. Don't worry.
For how long?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Saving you trouble here.
I'm your man.
Yeah, you're the man.
Yeah, and don't forget, Hasbro Pulse is going to get that Ronin and R5 or whatever. They got the last Japan exclusive. That Vader, that red Vader that nobody asked for and nobody wanted.
I wanted it.
You're not bitter, are you?
No, I mean,
I was at that celebration. But
yeah, Hasbro Pulse will get it. Now, I'm sure it'll sell out much quicker than that Vader did, but Pulse will get it.
I'd rather give Trevor my money than Pulse.
Where are you going to be at, Chris?
Huh? Well, Trevor's got to leave first, so I'm not going to say it.
I gotta go.
Thank you.
Yeah, he doesn't want Trevor to know where he's going to be.
Bye.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you.
Chris is trying to hide his location from Trevor, so let him leave first.
Good day, sir.
Good day to you, sir. You get nothing. I'm gonna be hiding out inside of this golem, apparently.
Sweet.
Can I see that list again? Because I don't know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I don't know where I'm going.
I don't know where I'm going.
Yeah.
Hey, fellas, I got to grab a nap.
All right, Joe.
I'm going to drop off too for a while, but I'll catch everybody after.
I love that. If I was like an 80s
have a
toy
good-
with a string, that's
sir.
exactly what my catchphrase would be. You would just pull my strings like, hey, guys, I got to get a nap.
I appreciate you, Joe. I'll catch up with you, man.
For sure.
Talk
Thanks
to you
for
soon,
having
Joe.
me. Yeah,
Thank you, Joe.
I'll be
See
back.
you,
Don't
Joe.
worry.
And then there was one.
No, there's
What?
8. There's 8.
What?
All right, Chris.
I mean, come on, Oz. You've left for a little bit. Come on.
I have. I did
You
take
needed a
a
breakfast
couple
burrito.
of breaks there.
Yeah.
I needed
Hey,
a breakfast
Chris.
burrito. Had to help a friend.
Chris, you selling D13 at ToyCon this year?
So let me think here. When is ToyCon?
The end of the month.
26th.
25th and 26th, I think.
Wait, so when is Shop the Curiosity?
May 10th.
Why is this out of order?
Because
didn't
ToyCon didn't have
Somebody else-
dates when this went up. So Jeremy
got
just
so
stuck it down there
nervous.
at the bottom.
I was so nervous. I'm like, wait a minute. I'm going to Shop the Curiosity. I thought that was later. All right. So I will be at ToyCon selling all my junk.
Welcome back,
That
Jen.
is all I'm selling is just all my junk I'm getting rid of. Nothing D13, nothing for Horseman, just all my stuff, all my like a bunch of toys that are maybe were opened, maybe not. They're gonna be cheap-ish. And I just want to get rid of a bunch of stuff because I
Now
need
Ish is in May.
I will not be at Ish.
Okay. So when is the boat coming in with all the D13 stuff so we can get that stuff out?
So I'll be at Shop the Curiosity.
Did the boat sink and you just don't want to tell us?
God help us, no, I better not sink. It is
Stuck in a canal.
The boat. Oh God, I hope not.
The boat was going to sink, but then the seas parted and it made its way through.
And then it's just stuck at the bottom now.
It's stuck. It can't get across the dry part.
It hit that sandbar in the middle of the Atlantic.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean the boat it's over multiple containers, which is a good and bad thing. And that's all I'm going to say about that right now. So
I got a message. Wait a minute. I got a message from Cornboy. He's saying, everyone flip off the screen. Let me take this off here. My wife is going to kill me. Let me get a picture of it. Hold on, guys. They're talking trash on our.
Why are we doing this?
My wife is going to kill me is talking about us, I guess. So Eric Cornboy said to flip off the screen. So that's what we did.
Jealous. They're just jealous I'm on this show and not theirs.
That's
When you said flip off the screen, I thought you meant taking the thing down.
That's exactly what I
thought that's what he meant.
And then you had little fingers, and I still didn't get it. I was like, "What the?"
I had to reread his message. Yeah, Cornboy.
Hey, you
said,
guys turn your screens off for a minute, real quick.
My wife, my wife is gonna kill me. Is talking shit about the stream now. Everybody flip off the camera now. And so I'm like, okay. So we did it. We did it, Cornboy.
We did it.
We did it. We did it. We did
So,
it. Yeah.
Chris, did you
That
ever
is the-
answer
we
where
did
you're
it.
going to be? Chris, did you answer where you're going to be at?
No, he
So,
was
yeah,
in the middle of telling us where the D13 toys are.
He doesn't
It's
know.
multiple containers.
Leave
One of
him
those
alone.
containers
He
has already
doesn't know.
arrived. Where's the other container? When are the toys going out?
So I mean, we're still working on the shipping charges right now too. So you know, you got the problem is you got all in, you got book 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are easy, but then obviously people ordered that plus other, you know. So it's a matter of trying to get, because like let's say somebody ordered an all in. That's 2 big boxes, right? Yep. 2 big heavy boxes. Already it's split into 2 boxes. Then if you ordered other things, then there's 2 boxes plus another box. So it's a matter of kind of figuring out what the total charge is going to be.
So you're working that in parallel to the last container coming into port.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to get everybody. Hold on, I'm trying to get everybody, everybody's charges figured out first, right? And then get it uploaded to BackerKit, and then get everybody charged for their shipping, so that I can start shipping out the all-ins and book 1, 2, 3, 4 first, because those are just labels, and get them going.
Yeah.
And then start putting together orders, which is going to be one hell of a process because there's a lot of orders.
I'll freelance weekends and help you if you need it.
Yes. I mean, I think I had something like 700 backers, so you can assume that's 700 orders right there. You know, it's going to take a while.
Absolutely.
I will be losing weekends for a while, and probably evenings.
It's a good problem to have in a way.
Oh yeah, hey, listen, I'm not complaining. I would rather be able to get it out quicker, because you know, everybody, as soon as people start getting the book 1, 2, 3, 4 and all ins, then it's going to be like, oh, where's I'm going to be ignoring all the email. I don't care social media. I don't care if I see anything that says where's my order tracking. I'm going to be like, delete. I'm not even answering. Maybe I'll set up
an auto filter if it has those keywords in it, right to your trash.
Yeah. Or probably the more professional thing is to have an automatic reply that says, if you're emailing me about your order and your tracking, I will not reply to you. You need to be patient.
we call that issuing a GFY.
There'll be many GFY statements issued.
Yes, we definitely issue a GFY on the regular at work.
I guess when it comes to that customer service response, I'd have to ask myself, is that what Jesus would do?
You should just respond with like a biblical verse about the
patience is a virtue or something.
You know, Jesus says
he would turn the other cheek and get back to work.
Exactly.
Jeremy, I love you. Love you,
Jeremy.
Well, hey, Chris, I have a question before I got to hop off. But and answer it as vaguely or specifically as you possibly can. Doesn't matter. And I apologize if this has already been asked somewhat in the however long you've been on. I know this question's probably been asked a billion times, but let's get to it. So after getting the Barbarian in hand, which still to this day lives on my desk, I cannot stop playing with this guy. After getting him in hand, I kept thinking about how this is such like a perfect like gateway drug into mythics and figura obscura and cosmic. It's such a gateway into your products that you guys sell. And I know in the past people have asked about evergreen figures that are always in stock. And I know that the biggest problem with that is always having to have stock on hand and all of that stock taking up room in the warehouse.
Sure. Oh yeah. Ask Cookie about
but
that.
Is there any like internal aversion to that, or is it more of a production thing? Or I mean, I know that the in-stock sale that's up right now has been up for a long time. You guys have been selling through all of your Armory Experience nights, but is there any kind of like, what is the insight or thought process behind not having like the Legendary Barbarian or the Legion Builder, the Skeleton Legion Builder 2, like a couple of these, like if this is your first Mythics figure, like keeping them in stock like all the time and having it to where like anybody can jump in if they're new any time of the year?
I mean, it's tough. It's a balancing act. Let's put it that way. Obviously, the biggest thing is space.
Sure.
When you get something coming in like Necronominus, which is like was our biggest order to date. I mean, it was a tremendous order, multiple containers. It's definitely one of the things is warehouse space. The other thing is calendar, because we have our schedule for the whole year. Jonathan.
What's up, my brother?
What's going on, guys? Sorry.
Hi, Hedgie.
What's up?
No, I'm Sherlock. So you got schedule, you got you got FOMO. I mean, it's a combination of things where you want to have stuff available and you don't want to have stuff available. You want to have people be able to get stuff, and you want stuff to be harder to get. I mean, new stuff.
It's a balance.
Yeah, when you have new stuff, especially, you want to have it on. Do a sale. You want to have it at a show. You want to have another show. You kind of plan that out for the year too, and then it is a balance in that regard with that. And the other thing too is you don't know what's going to hit and what's not going to hit. I mean, it's impossible to predict. If we could predict, we'd have 100% knock it out of the park every single time. Some figures sell less than others. That's normal, but you don't know what it's going to be. It's anytime you do something, especially like new that hasn't been seen, especially like figure or in stock with the Barbarian or the Skeleton or Valiant Knight. You always hope that people are going to love it and want it, but you never know. So
but you could fast track things too, though, like the Graveyard Skeletons. You guys kind of that wasn't a plan thing, was it? I mean, maybe a plan, but did you kind of move it so that it would come out quicker, or it seemed like it was a really quick?
Well, that also depends on
the tools were already in the machines. They were cranking out Maxilius left, right. All they had to do was crank out an extra 10,000 of them and paint them a different color.
Provided we don't have something else like Figura or the next wave in the pipe needing to get made, and then we don't have enough injection machines to do something like that. Or
I mean, specifically, I was wondering about the Barbarian because it was like, I mean, you guys know that it's a hit at this point. Like you now see like the response and it's only been at what, like 3 shows, right? Like, so you guys know now, and like, that seems like something that you guys could say, okay, starting in like January 26, like, planning ahead a little bit. I mean, that may not be enough time, but you could say, okay, like in 26, we're going to plan to like, we could potentially have this guy in stock as like, new to Mythics, and like that could be. I just wondered if there was like, but having my whole career has always been in advertising and design, and I understand how advertising works. It's why the McRib is only in stock like a couple times a year. Like you want people to be like, McRib is back, and then people run to go get it. But if the McRib was on the menu every day, people would stop like going in.
They would realize it's garbage.
Well, exactly. But McDonald's gets to make a big deal about it when it comes
Shamrock
back out
Shake,
because
Shamrock Shake, not
the Shamrock Shake. Yeah, I mean, it's why they're like, this is a limited time only. It creates a sense of urgency in the consumer for them to like come out and go, oh, I better get it while it's in stock. But I just wondered like how you guys like felt about that like internally, and if it was more of a demand thing, like keeping like you said, keeping people like wanting new stuff, or if it was like if you guys ever, I'm sure you've thought about it, but if you ever saw any value in keeping like a couple of things in stock, all as much as possible to like bring in like new people.
Yeah, I mean, that's why we do kind of have some stuff in stock now. It's been discussed, and we've been trying to figure out the best way to do it. And so I believe we have some stuff in stock, and it's good so that when somebody comes in for one thing, they may see other things that they like, or, didn't know they liked until they saw like, oh, they make this is cool. I
appreciate you guys having so much stuff in stock right now. It is like the golden age. It's like, I remember there's months and months that go by. You guys have nothing, and you cannot go to your website and buy anything. And now it's like, if I feel like, oh, I would love to pick up like, a random figure, I can just go to your website, and I've got a lot of choices to choose from. And if I'm talking to somebody new who's never had a Mythic in their hand, which,
Dude,
I'm able to like, hey, just hit up Store Horseman and then check out what they're offering, and they've got several stuff that you can buy. Great bangers, like you can get
it's fun
right now.
Dude, early 21, like when there was in between pre-orders and you had nothing to pre-order, all you had was what was on Big Bad Toy Store.
Yes.
And as soon as it hit less than 24, somebody would make a post in the Cabal, so-and-so is down to 22 figures left, and then boom, it was gone, and that's it. You're not getting it. It is night and day from what it was just like 4 years ago.
What about that in stock? Chris, you've been saying that there's a competition between the most Garwiches and the most gas bars sold.
Well, I mean, it's no competition, obviously.
Who is it then? Where's the prizes we were promised?
I got the prize. That's what I promised.
I see.
Oh, you know what? That reminds me. I do have a contest that I still have to
redo.
Not redo. I got to finalize now that everyone has their Gorich and Gaspar.
That's the one.
Yes, I'll have to. Yeah, there's been a lot of things going on, and now that everyone has it in hand, I'll have to make an announcement about the contest.
I mean, because I went out on speculation about 2 Goriches just so I could help you push it over the edge. And I haven't heard jack shit about it.
I bet both of them are like leagues behind wall tours.
So
if you can count Walter as 2 figures, then maybe.
So this week on 4-ish, I'll have to make an announcement that the week after will be the contest. So this way people have a chance, because what it's going to be is I'm going to have a pre-announcement. Is correct, Cookie's favorite word. I will have an announcement so that the week after you have to be watching. Thank you, Kevin. You have to be watching 4-ish. This is how we're going to get more views, hopefully. And I will ask a specific question about something, about the figures. And so that the first one to answer, or maybe the first 2, will get
Which figure has a boom boom hole?
That's that
10.
So yeah, that's what it's going to be. So
what color is the Gorich crotch piece?
It's going to be a very difficult question. All I can say. Thank you.
Well, hey guys, I got to bounce. Family stuff's going on today. I just wanted to say thank you for having me on for a little while. I really appreciate it.
You, man.
Thanks for answering my question. Always appreciate you, buddy.
No problem. Thank you.
I've got to go to Schmerb, starting up in 10 minutes over on Art by Ackerman channel. So,
oh yeah,
hope to see everybody there.
Appreciate you, buddy.
Later. See ya.
Bye, Curtis.
See you, Curtis.
Bye, Curtis. And that one's they're going to talk about customizing the dragon from 11 to 3. So that'll be a really good
cool.
time. And
Tanya too, right? Tanya's going to be on
Tanya.
that?
Yep, Tanya and Curtis. I'm not sure
Amber.
who else.
Amber, I think.
That will be awesome. I'd like to get another update. Is Mythic Dolphin
maybe 11 o'clock because the last official
I
one
think it's
was
every
9.
hour. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, he didn't update at 10?
Chris has got the direct line.
He gave us an update at 9:48.
Okay.
But it wasn't posted
right. It was
on
a
the
verbal
site.
Update.
It was just like CB was telling us, he was texting with him while he was on this. Or maybe Jeremy was on when he said it. I forget, but
this is why I do my interviews at night when I'm not getting attacked by a child.
Hey Chris, I'd love to have you on again for like just talking production. I really enjoyed that last one we did, and would love to update it.
I am always available on not mornings with children.
Me too, man.
I would love to be on that conversation too. Honestly,
Sure, we can do that.
There's a lot of overlap to what I do on a daily basis with the toy production.
Well, your questions would be more educated. I'm kind of just so yeah, that would help. So Kevin says we need 421 at the time to hit 4K. Man, it's happening.
Let's see.
We're gonna see it go all the way.
Alexander says 4-ish o'clock should be renamed between 2 Goriches.
You're not wrong.
Between 2, that made me think of the book lair We are working on the next one. Nate Strong and I are Nate's gonna help me write questions for the next one, but it's for that book Between Two Fires. Buellman is the author. It's like a medieval fantasy horror during like the Black Plague. I'm about 100 pages in. It's pretty great. And that's gonna be the next book. So we'll probably I'll probably announce it in the next week or so, and then it'll be sometime in May that we do the discussion to give everybody a chance to buy the book and to like.
Yeah, I need to pick that up. Thank you, Bill, for announcing that. I really wanted to do the Elric with you guys, but I just got busy with stuff at home. Yeah, what was your impression of that book? Did you like it? I know Nate had.
That was my third time reading it.
Okay.
I had read it a couple times, and then I've been trying to like go a little further. I just finished just before I started Between Two Fires, which is why it took me a little long to get to this. I just finished Sailor on the Seas of Fate, which I loved. It was so good. That was a really good one. Yeah. And it starts to open up that like multiverse thing.
Right. Yes. Different dimensions and eternal champions. Like the first book of Elric of Melniboné. How do you say it?
Melniboné. That's how the audiobook guy, when I was listening to the audiobook of it, that's how the audiobook guy
gets like, I was trying to tell Nate Strong, I'm like, dude, keep reading, because after the first book, it like just goes like, it's so
and
damn
they just published chronological version. So like the first book has Elric of Melniboné, and then it's got three more short novels.
Cookie!
The second one. Cookie. Hey, what's up, Cookie?
Happy birthday.
Sorry, Bill, go ahead.
Yeah. So anyway, like they published them, and it's like a good reading order, even though it's not publication order. It's like chronological order, and they're very easy to find and very accessible copies of the books. It's Saga Press, I believe.
So good, man. And there's comics too, but man, just the books are just so damn good. Such a journey, but yeah, I love your book layer thing. I think that's so damn cool, encouraging people to read different stories and things.
Jeremy missed it earlier, but I was asking when will the book layer receive an advanced reader copy of the Mythic Legions book?
Absolutely. Does anyone know where I can find the numbers for March 8th, 9th, and 10th?
I'm grabbing the link to Brian Brink's.
Okay. Hey, Jonathan, we usually do a show and tell thing where there's just something that you're always catching. It's something, like on your desk or shelf that always catches your eye for the week. You got anything like that at hand that you could grab?
Yeah, my desk is full of stuff right now, full of crap right now.
Let's see what you got, man.
Tangerine I got a little while ago. Mezco 112 collected Tangerine.
You know, I had mentioned on your thing that I hadn't gotten my shipment yet. It hadn't shipped. So I sent an email, very friendly, very polite. I sent it on Monday and shipping notice on Tuesday. I'm like, okay.
There you go.
Yeah, I love that. That figure is so cool.
This one, this guy is ever present on my desk right now. Yep. I'm doing some of the Glio stuff too.
Sweet.
The mini comic version of a Roboto homage right here. And you got to have a wizard who's already met with Beyithyrr. Here you go. Been hanging out. And a bunch of other stuff, but I don't mind showing off this guy.
What you got? Sorry, I'm gonna go back to the
This is the head and staff that was designed by my son Chase.
That is sweet.
Sculpted by Thiago Conti. Nice. And printed by Anthony Hausiel, painted by me.
Awesome.
Here's Chase. There you go, Chase.
Hey there. Hey, how you doing, buddy? Chase, that's awesome.
Don't show your phone to the world. What is this? You don't have to. Don't worry. I'll take care of Easy Pass. Why is Easy Pass texting or emailing my son?
What could I possibly? How many tolls is he picking up on his travels?
I don't know, man.
John, I've been getting a lot of texts and emails from Easy Passes all over the place. that it's a new phishing scam spam.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
They've messaged me and I don't drive, so I know it's bullshit.
My easy pass. I haven't been in New York in a hot minute. You know, there's no way I have an unpaid toll.
So you're saying that they only get to do this so they can get money from you by tricking you into thinking you have to pay them when really you don't.
Yeah, and that's the legitimate one and the non-legitimate one, both.
Yes.
So I have no idea. It's just what real one gets. I get tricked into thinking that one's fake, and now
You don't have to worry about Easy Pass, buddy. Don't worry. I'll take care of Easy Pass. I promise.
Brother Cookie, how you doing today, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, man. I just wanted to take a second and say we appreciate you. Appreciate all the hard work you and your team does, man. You
Thanks,
guys
man.
are rad, dude.
We try.
I'm just as excited to seeing you and the boys as I am seeing the studio guys, man. Appreciate you.
Appreciate it.
You got anything nearby that you can for show and tell?
I mean, I was opening up a couple classifieds last night. So
What you got? What you got, brother?
I've had them for months, but this guy.
Oh yeah, no, I haven't opened mine either.
Retro Stalker. I opened him last night, and he's next. But you know, that's been a couple of Transformers that came the other day. They're on the table over there, but you know, nothing crazy.
That's all right. They're fun, man.
Yeah, I got a box full of Legions at work that I gotta bring home at some point. But the ever-growing box.
You'll bring your work home.
Your work pile of loot.
More, yes. Basically, we have a pile of loots that we pick from once in a while.
Nice. That must be terrible.
That's awful. It's awful being surrounded by
The worst
toys out there. Yeah.
How about you, Jeff? You got something, Jeff?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I got one thing that came
you
in
got,
yesterday.
What you got? Besides your
Credit
waffles. Oh yeah.
Nice.
It's a nice figure.
So this is a nice upgrade to the previous Build-A-Figure Wave version and the unhelmeted.
Yeah, it's a good head sculpt too.
But he ain't got no legs.
And he's stuck. There he is. He came back.
Yeah.
Well, looks like we're wrapping it up, man. We hit our contracted 4 hours. It looks like almost.
That went by a lot faster than I was expecting it.
I was sweating. I'm like, man, I don't have enough questions. But
see, for everybody that wonders how a clubhouse can go 6 hours, like it's over before you know it when you're having fun just talking with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
I appreciate you guys so much.
And having the pleasure of CB coming on and giving us all the rundowns, and then had some great people and some great talking, and then we had Curtis. But I kid.
Don't. Anyways, thank you guys so much, man.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you, Greg.
Thank you guys, man. And we'll see you guys next time.
Appreciate you, brother.
Thank you guys.